Good morning, everybody. How are you doing this lovely Saturday morning or Saturday evening, as I know it is for some people here? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a really nice week, a nice, calming, relaxing week. Or at least hectic in a good way. I know people get busy. I was busy. Had a lot going on, and that's good.
Hello there.
Lots of exciting stuff. Yeah, hello. Hello to Lava King, Miss XD, Dumpling. Hope you're all doing fantastically. Yeah. I know I've been good. We had a really solid meeting for getting everything planned out for Extra Life, which is coming up very soon. Remember, that's October 10th, 11th, 12th. We're going to be streaming 8 hours each day to raise money for the Alberta Children's Hospital through Extra Life. It's going to be a fun time, and I'm really excited to share that with you when we get to that weekend. But in the meantime, we still have 3 weekends left between. We have 2 more weekends between now and then, not including today. So let's see if we can't wrap up the current case that we're on in Ace Attorney Chronicles. Also, Miss XZ saying doing late night art and Grimlock has a watch buddy while I'm working on art. Nice. Well, I am looking forward to sharing this case with you, because we are getting closer and closer to wrapping this one up, because we definitely have a part 2, because if it says trial part 1, that means that there's more than one part to the trial, obviously. So hopefully there's only 2 parts. We might actually be able to wrap up this case by the end of the stream. And if that's the case, then we can go into the next case for the next couple of streams, and hopefully I'll be able to wrap up this case before Extra Life is what I might do, because I found out Saturday, October 4th, I probably won't be doing a Saturday morning stream. I might do a Saturday night, or no, Saturday night stream is not going to happen either. Maybe a Saturday afternoon. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Either way, I can't do Saturday morning or it'll be a late Saturday morning. But either way, I'm going to worry about that when it gets closer to. What I'm going to do now is let's just get into this case. Got some nice emotes. Angry FU and grass touching, and I don't like that one that's in between grass touching and the little chibi large-eared creature. I'm just going to ignore that. I don't like it. It's gross. It's not gross. It's displeasing to mine eyes. It makes me uncomfortable. Anyway, the case we're on right now. Our defendant, Mr. Natsume, Mr. Sosuke Natsume, was accused of stabbing someone in the back who's still alive. It's not a murder, it's an assault case. Assault with a deadly weapon case. And we're just getting to the point where we have our eyewitnesses who are coming up to the stand. And we're going to be going through their testimony and cross-examinations. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next with this case. But first, let's hop right in. We're getting right into the new witnesses, who don't have voices yet, so it's going to be interesting to choose who they are. Start with, yes, get right into it. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court. Look at this sleepy guy and this very happy lady. Strangle him awake real quick. Constable Rolly Beat, sir. Nothing to report on the street, sir. Rolly Beat. Look at Rolly Beat. Yeah, and she's so anime. He kind of is too. Look at his anime eyes. They're so anime. Rolly Beat, sir. Oh, he's sleepy. And he's got dents in his head. And I'm Mrs. Beat. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say I'm this young town hero's wife. They're pre-anime. What's the story here? Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day. No. It was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired. He's a sleepy boy. Oddly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. Really, Baron Van Zieks. Patrolling the beat in London is the most demanding. That's a very short-sighted, not worldly view of you. Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard that before, actually. Indeed. Apart from rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know. Yeah, so do modern mail carriers. Hey, Eric, how's it going? Saying, how's it going? Can't say long. I'm going to go see the Demon Slayer movie soon. Well, I hope you have fun with the Demon Slayer movies. I am woefully behind on Demon Slayer, so I'm not going to be seeing the movies, because I'd rather catch up on the series first. And that's, like, I haven't seen Infinity Train. So, like, I'm way behind on that. That's future. But I hope you have a fun time at your movie, and I'm glad you stopped out by even for a little while. They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, survey the streets, check that meters are reading true. And they're responsible for keeping the streets clean and lighting and extinguishing our street lights. There are a number of items on the list that don't sound much like policing duties at all. I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet. I'd have collapsed long ago. But it goes without saying that a policeman's... I don't know if that caught on my mic. I think a bird just tongued off my fucking window. I just heard a tongue. That gong was a bird hitting my window. I hope the bird's okay. That gong was a bird hitting the window. Oh, that was unexpected and also kind of hilarious. Yeah, the bird wanted to see this. The bird wanted to join the stream. I was getting stream sniped by like a sparrow or a magpie. But it goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. It sure wasn't Wazzy. She might have gotten trapped outside. I can't lock the door. Wazzy hasn't left yet. I can't lock the door. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. I'd say sparrow. Don't know if magpie's that dense enough to make that loud of a gong. I don't know, magpies are pretty chunky here. You never know, right? Either way, bird went dunk. And Netflix saying, man, it's a bit iffy today, so I got quite a delay, and now I just hear the thumb of that bird. Yeah. It's a hell of a sound. It wasn't a goose. A goose would have broken the window. Are you gonna trap Wazzy outside again? No. I'm in stream. I can't lock the door if I don't go anywhere near it. For the London Bobby is a man of honor. I don't know, Baron Van Zeek. I've heard this new phrase coming up. I believe the initialism is ACAB. Yeah, ACAB, buddy. And a man of slumber. On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction. If I could roll my R's, I feel like he'd roll his R's on these. And they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat? That's right, sir. Isn't it, Rolly? Constable Rolly Beat, sir. Nothing to report on the street, sir. What a great witness he's going to be. He's completely unreliable as a witness. By the way, I finally read the Marvel Zombies comics now that they're releasing the series. These comics exist, I can't say a lot more. Yeah, they're not good. They were an edgy story back in the day, and they've not aged well. They're not good. Like, the Marvel Zombie story is not good. Like, in comparison to almost any other Marvel comic. There's some that are objectively worse, but, like, these are bad. Very good, says the judge, not about Marvel Zombies, about the case. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident. Yes, sir. And he immediately passes out. He's useless. The last name is Beat. The guy looks so beat. Maybe he's beaten by his wife for oversleeping. Yeah, he definitely looks beat. Zombies was a dumb idea, and I've read a Marvel comedy zombie with Ash from Evil Dead. Oh yeah, the Zombies versus Army of Darkness was the only redeeming factor of the Marvel Zombies comics, having read Marvel Zombies 1, 2, and versus Army of Darkness. Alright.
It was our wedding anniversary, and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. Anyway, 2 silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the others scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and went for help at the nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rolly and I both saw him as clear as day.
So she did all the talking, he did nothing. Okay. Ghostbusters fight Ghost Starscream? Oh, that sounds fucking silly. And at least it's not X kills the Marvel Universe. Yeah, that's for the best. Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I must say. Huh!
Oh dear, this policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume at the scene. If their testimony is true, the alternative course of events that you established in the summation examination will be quashed.
It's death knell, in fact. Because that alternative was never viable in the first place. What an unfortunate bechancing, and on your wedding anniversary too.
Oh, I know, but I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that.
Gosh, the life of a London Bobby sounds very hard indeed. Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon. What do you mean by that? My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. They are testifying under oath that it was without doubt the accused, Mr. Sosuke Natsume. Oh. And one of these witnesses is a policeman, no less, so you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure. Except that the man's so tired, his wife has to do all the talking. Enough preamble. Counsel for the defense. Commence the cross-examination, please. I will. Yes, my lord. That's a cop? Yeah, he's a sleepy cop. Look at him. He's a sleepy Bobby. That's a sleepy Bobby. Is our wedding anniversary and Rolling was taken out for a meal. There's no time to change it. I'm pressing everything. No time to change after work, you say? Oh, you also remember the police, Mrs. Beat?
Oh no, sadly not. It's a job for shopping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly can't even apply.
Well, I think you can probably see why the children and the elderly can't do the job, can't you?
I think Rolly looks ever so handsome in his uniform. It suits you down the ground, doesn't it, darling?
Strangle.
Well, I just finished my beat. Pat and I were heading back to the station. I was actually planning on getting changed there.
Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy.
Oh no, Rolly. I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes.
That's sad.
Oh dear, that doesn't seem
healthy. Yeah, it's not healthy.
Kindly adhere to the point. You're going for a meal after you finished your beat for the day, correct? That's right, sir, yes. Although I was fit to drop, to be honest. After spending the whole day on my feet. The police thing's my life, sir. As long as the proud owner of this, I'll serve my city and my queen to the end.
What's that now?
My warrant card, sir. Proof that I'm a London copper. As the noble founding principles of the force written on it, as a reminder to all of us policemen of our sworn duty. To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. Sir, and for such a noble cause I cover 20 miles every single day without fail and without a grumble.
Well then. I feel like the wife wears the pants.
Yeah, the wife's in control here. Because I know that the plodding of my boots is all Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure.
So, fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then. At least it doesn't look toxic now. Yeah, it's true. It's not a toxic relationship. It's more a matter of he's just seepy.
But sir, just on that one day I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. B puts up with a lot being married to a Bobby like me. I want to show my dear wife how much I care.
Aw, that's cute! Look at their cute faces. Her eyes went even more anime. Like, there should be shoujo bubbles in the background right now.
Oh, Pat. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly.
Oh, look at them. They're so cute. Oh, what a charming couple. Their young love is such a joy to behold. Did you just take her last name? Maybe? If a little over the top, perhaps. And then, kindly describe what happened next. Alright, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us.
Hold it!
What do you mean by in front of us? Oh, they're cute. Yeah, they're very cute. Two silhouettes?
That's right. They're coming towards us, walking up Briar Road in the opposite direction. There's a rather plump figure followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man.
I wouldn't call Sosuke and Natsume scrawny or thin-looking.
That does sound exactly like the victim is pictured in this print, and like Mr. Natsume.
I don't know. He looks a little bit stockier than that. Yes, unfortunately, it does. And you're certain that at that time there was nobody else nearby.
Oh yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there are streetlights on Briar Road, you see? There's nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling?
Strangle. Give him a light strangulation.
What? Oh, yes, that's right. Of course, there was a light fog on the ground. But Briar Road is dead straight, and you can see a fairly long way down the pavement. And then there's the street lighting as well. I didn't see any other pedestrians.
What a sleepy boy. Before sleep takes a firm hold, your answer, please, Mr. Pete. Are you quite sure of what you've just said?
Yes, sir. As a copper who spends all day every day keeping watch on the streets, I'd swear to it, sir.
Yeah.
I'm sure as my love for Patricia is true. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rolly.
You're still maintaining there's no one else around other than the victim and the attacker. It doesn't seem like that must be how it really happened.
It's beginning to seem like there's nowhere to run.
Well, I didn't stop Mr. Natsume, did it? Fled the scene all too convincingly.
Thank you. I believe we have a reasonably clear idea of the situation just before the incident now. What happened in the crucial moments that followed?
All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scattered something before running off.
Hold it!
Okay. Scattered something? What do you mean by that?
Oh well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time. But when we got closer, we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling?
And strangle. Good morning, Bits. How are you doing? Hope you're feeling better today. I know last night was rough. I hope a good night's rest helped you out there.
What? Oh, yes, that's right. It was some old books.
Oh yeah, I did see that you quit, and honestly, that's fair. Like I said, I hope that and a good night's sleep help you're feeling better now than you were last night. Genuinely, that's all I'm hoping for. I remember that, yeah.
I see. Old books. Yes, sir. The couple had dropped a number of them all around where the victim lay on the pavement. Indeed, it's clearly pictured in this photographic print.
That clown Japanese man did that when he did the deed.
Hold it!
Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker.
But we saw him. It was the man in the dock without question, sir. The moustache, the hunched back, the cat-like eyes, the taut mouth, the snub nose. Everything.
Any more insults you want to throw in? And my boss is like, no, these problems are communicated to me as if they weren't all obviously being ignored by him. Yeah, that's not great on... I feel like there's a lot of communication issues at that workplace. From everything I've heard from you, Bits. But like I said, hopefully things get better. That's all I'm hoping for.
That's right. He looked down at the poor defenseless woman with those terrifying, intense eyes, and then suddenly threw his books onto the pavement and ran away.
I see. This is tough. Seems as though they're telling the truth here. May I remind the court that this unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his wife. Now please, continue.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at a nearby police box.
Hold it!
Can you tell me where the police box is? Was your husband who went to fetch help? Few potential leads on the interview Monday. Yeah, no point getting stressed out by someone else. Like, you gotta take care of you, and that's all. That's what I hope you do.
No, I went. I may not be a police officer myself, but I'm a proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling?
Strangle.
Huh? Well, yes, that's right. Asked Mrs. Beat to go. I was off duty by that point, but a Bobby's never truly off duty, of course, so I felt obliged to stay and guard the scene. Very laudable, Mr. Beat. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task of considerable importance.
You gonna go see Demon Slayers? Hope they slay and, like, eat? I hope so. And I hope you have a good time in the movie. Let us know how you enjoyed it. I was gonna say, you can spoil it for me if you want. The entire series is out. I haven't read it, but, like, hard to spoil something that's already out.
That's why I sent Patricia, you see? I told her where to find the right police box.
Forgive my ignorance. But what do you mean exactly by the right police box?
Depends on the crime's location, you see, as to who deals with it. Where the woman was stabbed wasn't actually on my beat. So I sold Patricia away to the police box for the beat the incident fell under so she could go and report it.
I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help for the Bobby on duty. There's nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know?
And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions of two model citizens. I mean, I won't tell you that Superman appears as the new pillar and saves the day. Man, that'd be wild. Man, slaying demons is punk rock.
Oh, please, you're making us blush, isn't he, darling?
Strangle.
Yes, sir. What Patricia said, sir.
What an agreeable husband. Let's move on, shall we?
It's definitely that Japanese man in the dark. Roland and I both saw him as clear as day.
Hold it!
You got close enough that you could see him? Let me restart my router to see if it fixes... Yeah, I hope that restarting the router does it. Surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of gas street lamps, would you?
We absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, I'll have you know. Because we eat our carrots.
That's World War II propaganda. that England threw at Germany. Carrots don't actually improve eyesight. That's purely fake war propaganda to fuck with the Germans. To see if they'd actually listen to propaganda. Right.
The light from the street lamps is more than enough. And my husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he?
Yes, and what of the fog?
We're famous for it across the globe, I believe.
Yeah, the London fog. That's a kind of coffee, isn't it? That's a way to make a coffee, I think. I don't know for sure. I don't drink coffee. Or no, it's a way to make tea. A London fog is a way to make tea, if I remember correctly. I also don't drink a lot of tea. I don't drink hot drinks. Fun fact. Man, it was super. Man, we terrific. Maybe even terrific or fantastic. Say that again.
There's absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course.
Oh, it is. When it's thick, you can't even see the hand at the end of your own arm.
Yes, alright, I take your point. Now, could you stop shaking your husband about?
The constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see. That's why we can tell you for sure and certain that it was that little Japanese man we saw. Can't we, darling?
First message failed to combine with the second one. Yeah, it had a little bit of a fusion moment.
Oh, yes. It was the accused, and no mistake. The moustache, the hunched back, the cat-like eyes, the taut mouth, the snub nose... Unmistakable, sir.
As far as this couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any question. Misoski said they saw running away from the scene of the crime. So that's it, is it? That's their entire testimony?
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they really saw. Or saw what they saw. Mr. Nuts may run away from the scene on Briar Road that day.
Yes, I feel the same.
So if that's true, where does it leave us?
The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after his testimony.
Oh no! Then what do we do?
The Cosmo-sama were here.
What are you trying to say?
I think he would try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony.
What do you mean, somewhere else?
The statement about St. Me and Mr. Natsume is unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. If you could identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict the facts, you might be able to discredit them, make the jury doubt if their pair's memory of the day is accurate.
Oh, right.
But simply, we must focus on finding a discrepancy in these statements somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may reach an early and unfavorable conclusion.
Why do I always seem to be up against it? Okay.
Mr. Lawyer, sir, can I ask you something?
Oh, yes, of course. What is it?
Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so... Seems like you don't believe our testimony. Is that right? Well, out with it.
Rock'em Sock'em Robot, your husband. You press the little button on the back, his arm goes... Wah, wah. What? No, it's really not that at all.
My husband's a policeman, remember? And I know what I saw. I remember every last detail. Everything. Like... Oh, I know. What about the books the man dropped? I could tell the names of every single one I could. Every single one. I need to question how reliable my testimony is.
That will do, Mrs. Beat.
No, it won't do at all. That Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of. Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute that Rolly will.
I really didn't mean to cause offense. Please, put your husband's fists down.
Perhaps you'd like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Mrs. Beat?
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Might that appease you?
Oh, thank you, my lord. That would settle things nicely. Wounded, darling.
I see CP. Yeah.
Let me tell you the names of the 4 books you dropped at the scene.
I will press you on that. Tell me. Yes, we know that there were books dropped at the scene of crime, as you say. That was purchased by the accused at the nearby second-hand bookshop on the day in question.
After I've been to the police box for help, well, decided to have a good look over the area for good measure. I'm a proud policeman's wife, after all. I did it for Rolly.
And what was your husband doing at the time?
Oh, he was lying face down in the snow, getting some well-deserved rest.
Jesus Christ, he was dead. Oh my God.
He works ever so hard, you know. Ever so hard. Don't you, my darling?
Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime. Face down in the snow.
Well, Mrs. Beat, seeing as you regard the court with the tales of your powers recollection, would you be so kind as to recount the titles of the books you observed at the scene?
I'd be happy to. Now are you all listening? There was The Picture of Monsieur Somebody or Other, and What's It Yearnings. Then there was, A Meal for Someone, and the last one was definitely The Thingamy's Something.
Let's check his receipt. A meal for Picture of Monsieur... Those are his books. Wait, but there's 4 books, you're saying.
You see?
There's something there. Yes, see, there are 1 or 2 holes in your memory.
Oh well, they were along those lines, I'm quite sure.
There were indeed books found at the scene with the titles along those lines, as you put it.
Oh, what did I tell you? So I think it's very mean the way you've been implying that my testimony can't be trusted. Don't you agree, darling?
Strangle.
Anyone who obsessed...
Yeah, I don't have a voice for him.
Anyone who obsessed my Patricia will have me to answer to. And my gun!
Put your gun away. Fucking cops. Yeah, he goes back to sleep. Terrifying. That is terrifying. I don't want a sleepy guy holding a gun anywhere near me, ever. Yes, she really is. All of that's terrifying. Yeah, and now I need to find a... The contradiction is, she said there was 4 books, but Natsume only bought 3.
Objection!
Yeah! So, you're saying that there were 4 books.
That's right, I remember all of them. The Picture of Monsieur Somebody, What's It Yearnings, A Meal for Someone, and The Thingamy Something.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat. But there's a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours.
Oh no, what flaw?
Simply that, at the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4.
What?
This is the receipt from the bookshop where the defendant bought his books.
Your books?
Yeah, my books. Yes, and it details Mr. Natsume's purchases that day. But as you can see, only 3 books are listed.
Only 3, but no, that can't be. I remember seeing them. There are 4 books, I tell you. 4 dirty old books.
Oh, really? Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime. As you can clearly see from this evidence as well, there are only 3 books.
But I just don't believe it. I saw them there, I swear it. I saw them.
No, madam, I'm afraid your powers of observation cannot be relied upon. Urgh. So it cannot be denied that though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very well be mistaken.
Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. No!
Oh no.
Objection!
It's plainly evident that it is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my learned Nipponese friend. What? What cannot be denied is that these 2 witnesses saw the accused running from the scene. A fact you know very well you have no hope of disproving. Ugh. So you've striven to avert attention from that by dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. Would that be fair? Ugh. He sees right through me. But your plan is somewhat recoiled against you. What are you talking about? It's quite simple. Let me explain with a toast. To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony in every respect.
Oh.
You see, the matter's not up for debate. At the scene on Briar Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found. But what about the photographic print? It only shows 3. Quite right. Only 3 can be seen in that print. That print? You mean to say... Stop throwing your glasses! Allow me to present another, one that shows the victim's hand. I don't believe it. It's the 4th book. As you will observe. The 4th book was hidden from view in the original print by the victim's torso. No. No! Thunk. Susanna's just looking at me but like, why are you so dramatic? Order! Order!
There, you see? You see? Look at that. Look, look, look.
Yes?
It's just like I said, isn't it, my darling?
Yes, sir. Patricia's always right, sir. Let us study the receipt for the books purchased by the accused on the day in question. Mrs. Beat, the titles once again, if you please.
Oh, yes, of course. The picture of Monsieur somebody or other.
The picture of Monsieur Lecoq.
What's it, yearnings?
Canterbury yearnings.
A meal for someone.
A meal for Gaboriau, in fact. As the court has just heard, the witness remembers the book titles flawlessly save for a few minor details. So therefore not flawlessly. That's not how flawlessly works. Mrs. Beat's powers of recollection can only be described as exceptional.
Do you hear that, Rolly? The gentleman paid me a compliment.
Yes, sir. Flawless, sir. Patricia's flawless. But there are only 3 books on the receipt. Mrs. Beat mentioned 4. There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly the 4th book is that which is shown in this photographic print. I'm sorry, counsel, but does that not seem odd? Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt? It's not odd at all, my lord. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belongs to the victim. The victim was holding her own book? I wonder, what became of that 4th book? Obviously wasn't overlooked by the investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence. I want to look at it. You will submit that in the aforementioned photographic print to the court, please, counsel. My pleasure, my lord. Second crime photo with the victim's hand. Excellent. That's going to probably come in handy. This is going to be more handy. I want to see what was in the victim's hand. The prosecution rests. As you rest, I'm going to take a look. It's in a book. Oh. This book is burnt.
Oh, look at this. The book has been badly burnt.
You're right. You'd never be able to read it in this state, especially not the latter pages. This book belongs to the landlord. He said he lost his book, The Lion's Pride. Judging from the scorched edges of the paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently. A book recently damaged by fire. Why does it seem to raise a red flag with me? Yep. Update the book. The back is burnt. That's a very important factor. And you can even see on here, yeah, it's burnt in the picture too. Found that important factor. I have nothing further to add. What? You seem surprised, my learned friend. But your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile. I'm having a lot of fun with his voice. The spurious longer route to the accused lodgings that you tried to establish in your summation examination. And the attempted discrediting of the witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination. Futile? I walked right into this, didn't I?
You see, everything we said is true. Isn't that right, my darling?
Yes, Pat. Marry me, Pat. They're already married.
He's an idiot. So perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their positions? Should the court waste any more time on this Nipponese travesty? Or is the decision you have to make all too apparent already? 135. You have heard all the witnesses and seen all the evidence. This trial has run its course.
Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid we're in a terribly precarious position.
I know, but if I fight back in the wrong way now, I could very well just make matters worse.
Think, Brunosuke, think. What do you do now?
I want to raise an objection. Having examined the book, I want to raise an objection.
I'm not done yet. No, my learned friend, it's over. That last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense, and you failed. The die has been cast. There's no more room for debate.
Well, might be over as far as you're concerned, but...
I can't think of what to say.
If I may, Lord Van Zeeks, it seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point.
Huh. Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed.
That's rude.
For a lowly judicial system to have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this.
That's sexist and racist.
Oh.
I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you will have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, yeah, defend her. She good. She made judo throw you occasionally, but she's good. One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance, so the court will hear you, madam.
Go ahead, Miss Susato, please. Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see fit to pursue further?
Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished.
I see. You believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you?
Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think?
Absolutely.
It is possible this new evidence might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna help.
Judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their leanings in a moment. And of course, she's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. So we must take this opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as thoroughly as possible.
Yes, I understand, and thank you, Miss Susato.
This is it.
Susato-san has managed to win us one last chance here. Can't let it go to waste. The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord.
Very well. The defense may present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight into this case and has hitherto been overlooked.
Yeah, because is there anything else about this book that I want to cover? Yeah, this has to be it. I keep looking at this book, and every time I can't believe how badly burnt it is.
I can't believe what a terrible waste it is. The more I look at the damage, the more I'm sure it must have happened very recently, too.
Book damaged by fire very recently. Why does that seem significant somehow? Because it is. Perhaps.
Take that!
The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic print of the crime scene. The fourth book found in the victim's hand.
Objection!
We have already discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being in the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. Pursuing the matter further would be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know.
Yes, I'm afraid, counsel, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. When I afforded you this opportunity, you led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. So I must insist that you elaborate, counsel. You will identify this clue at once. Do I make myself clear?
Oh, yes, my lord. It's the burn on the back, Mr. Naruto. I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence, which means you may very well be on the right track. Yes, I think you might be right.
So, counsel, precisely where is the vital clue to this case, which this fourth book conceals?
It
Got it!
is right there. I would ask the court to observe the back of the book in question.
The back? What do you... Good gracious! Great googly moogly, it's been burned to a crisp!
So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what was clearly an unreadable book? It's undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing. It is, honestly.
Objection!
Unnatural, you say? And what of it, my Nipponese friend? Oh. Were I to concede the point, if it bears no relation to the case, there's nothing to discuss. So should you wish to assert that this fire damage is just some veiled clue as to what happened that day? Pray, do enlighten us all. What truth does this chart book hide? How it got burned? It got burned in Garridub's home. So how did it end up on the street? There's just one possibility here, which I can't quite bring myself to rule out. It's an outside chance, certainly, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory.
Don't keep us waiting any longer then, counsel. Explain this theory of yours. What are you suggesting that you can ascertain from the fire damage the Soriat home has suffered?
Its owner. My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth about the book's owner.
I beg your pardon?
But I don't know who the book belongs to. Victim is gripping it in her hand as she fell to the floor after all. It's obviously hers. The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand is yet to be answered. However, as to the questions of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, the defense has very credible answers.
Good gracious, how could you possibly?
Very well, I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise. But do remember, the members of the jury may well burn you if your little gamble goes awry.
Counsel, the defense's response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial. So tell the court, who do you claim is the owner of this burnt book?
This belongs to John Garridub.
Take that!
The answer is that book belongs to the couple who own the house where the defendant has his lodgings. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Garridub. The landlords? And whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know. But of all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen for jury duty in this courtroom today is none other than Mrs. Garridub herself. Oh my goodness, me? I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mr. Garridub's wife. I'm his maid. Things would be so much easier if you would just drop the pretense. Alright then, how about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Garridub's house? Hey, we'd never presume to know all the books he keeps, sir.
Objection!
This is outlandish behavior. This woman is the accused landlady, you say. You implicate this hard-working member of the public. You besmirch her without a shred of evidence. Your actions are unforgivable.
Objection!
Objection. I've met her personally outside of this courtroom. It's not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor of Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's house.
Good lord, what sort of incident, Counsel?
A fire, my lord.
Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite, a book called The Lion's Pride.
The Lion's Pride. Oh my god, that is a very sinister fucking pose there. That's actually a sick pose. I like this.
By Jove, that's the very same title as the subject of this debate. Oh dear me.
Objection!
This is risible. All you have told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in a fire, in which case it would be reasonable to assume that it was burnt to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the scene of the crime. Perhaps it would make more sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was marital discord. Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. Garrett was considerably enraged. Apparently, she continued to attack Mr. Garrett even amid the flames.
Oh, how awful. I can't even imagine being so horrid to the one you love. Can you, Raleigh?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not, sir. My Patricia would never raise a finger against me, sir.
She's been strangling you this entire fucking thing. This entire case.
I had all my favorite novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke. And the wife started hurling things at me.
Is it entirely possible that...
There was I, back up against the window under heavy enemy fire, incendiary books coming 10 to the dozen.
So books are being thrown out the window?
The man had his back up against the window, and he had burning books thrown at him? Goodness gracious, are you suggesting that the book was thrown through a window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime?
Objection!
No. A thorough investigation of surrounding areas conducted the very evening of the incident, and there's no report of the Garrett's window pane being broken. That's quite true. We also saw no sign of broken glass when we visited the Garrett household. Is it not conceivable that the window was open at the time and... Not even remotely. Let us not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it. No Londoner would ever leave a window open in the middle of winter. Ah! But what if it was open to get the smoke out? Like, that feels like a reasonable thing.
Does the defense postulate the scenario in all seriousness, counsel? Do you earnestly claim that the book found at the scene was a flaming projectile thrown by Mr. Garrett's wife?
Yes, I believe it's a possibility, my lord. Yeah, I believe it's entirely possible. That's quite enough. Who's saying that? Doom, doom, doom. Oh. Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now, you little foreign trickster. Jesus Christ, everyone's so racist in this game. You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward. A mean coward. Really? Giving their little tips set the whole neighborhood alight. Honestly. Implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake. How could you? It's nothing to do with this beastly case, not any of it. I'll even sell your family's name. No, I assure you, that was never my intention. Dragging your upstanding citizen's name through the mud simply to divert attention from your failing defense. I should box your ears, that's what I should do. It's utterly unforgivable.
Too right.
Here we go.
How long have we sat here now listening to this Nipponese spouting out his fancy foreign theories? But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly have stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with the mustache, and he ran away from the scene, too.
Oh, I do declare you're right.
It's true. Yes, what did I tell you?
Makes sense to me. Sorry. What's that? Well... It would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. Uh-oh. What is your position, Lord Van Zeeks?
I need to get drunk is my position. In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings. Internet's back. What did I miss out? We found out that the book that the victim was holding was one that was on fire and thrown out of the Garrett's household. But then one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best of vintage. Bitch, feeling tired. You know what? That's fair. You had a rough night. Take it easy. Rest. Like, take care of yourself. That's the important thing. No, wait. The mystery of the fourth book still hasn't been... Boot! If books are your predilection, my learned friend, study them on your own time, and look at my shoe. What? No forgive the discourtesy this time?
In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defendant's culpability of the court to hear.
Guilty.
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 Guilty. Guilty.
Oh, come on. Put your book on my boot. Boot.
Thank you for that unambiguous response.
It's twice now. It's over.
Mr. Naruhodo, don't give up.
Huh? Miss Suzuto?
Have you forgotten? Battle isn't over yet.
You're not suggesting...
Of course. Defense has a right to another summation examination at this point. You can still convince the jurors to change their minds. You have one more chance.
I can do more than one? My lord. The defense has to exercise its right to summation examination. Humph. You believe you still have tricks up your sleeve? I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. This is no time to be downcast. As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined. You gotta believe. Let's believe, everyone. Gotta believe in this. Oh, and now we hit part 2. Okay. Hit part 2, we're only an hour in. Yeah, I could almost definitely wrap this case by the end of the stream. Alright, let's do it. Let's fucking go. I've considered the defense counsel's request for a further summation examination of the jury, and I've determined that the court must uphold the defense's judicial right to this procedure.
So, counsel, I didn't even give him a voice. So, counsel, you will now proceed with your second summation examination.
Summon that Hamon to defeat the British vampire who I'm convinced is not Dio. I don't think he's Dio, but he's definitely vampiric of some sort.
Presume the jury's ready, Mr. Foreman.
We are, my lord.
Very good. In that case, I must ask each of you now to state clearly and concisely for the court the grounds on which you find the defendant guilty of this crime.
Judicial findings. Okay, what do you got?
The accused left behind evidence at the scene, didn't he? Those three books of his.
If there was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider.
I'll keep that in mind.
Even if the woman is throwing books, it can't be related to this crime that the window was closed, can it?
Dearie me, it was only a little book. Hardly life-threatening, even with a direct hit.
Look, I just want to get this over with. If I don't bring home some pay tonight, I'll be in a tidy bit of trouble. Come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago. Gave me the sneezes.
I'm going to want to talk to you about that.
Yes, considerably more tangible arguments from all members of the jury this time around, it seems. With one notable exception, of course.
My learned student friend wasn't able to find fault in the previous witness testimony. So the court must accept the fact that it was indeed the accused seen fleeing from the scene. And moreover, no one else was even at the scene to commit the crime.
Now, if the eyewitnesses are correct, then it would seem as if the conclusion is somewhat set in stone. Fail to see how it can be argued any other way.
That means, I'm afraid, that during the summation examination, it's essential that you establish some other tangible explanation for the facts.
But how? What would even constitute a tangible explanation here? Isn't it obvious? Who stabbed the woman, and how? Those two details are all you need to provide. Simply give us a name and a method by which the attack was conducted.
Yeah, I was thinking this might be hard.
But Mr. Naruhodo, you have to do it, otherwise this really will be where the trial ends.
No pressure, then. That's quite enough
preamble. Proceed with the summation examination, please. Yeah, please stop throwing chalices of fire, especially filled with wine. Yeah, wine goes up. Yes, my lord. Alright, Ryunosuke, focus your mind now. Slap, slap. Yeah, slap your cheeks. Before you slap a desk. Clearly the key to this summation examination is going to be juror number 4, the maid. Or should I say, Mrs. Garretup. We have a book that disappeared from the Garretup's house on the evening of the incident. And the 4th book found in the victim's hand. There must be a way to link the two. Yes, that's what we have to find. Using every technique I've learned in my short career so far. Whatever it takes. Don't forget to keep an eye on Mrs. Garretup and how she reacts, even to things other people say. Ooh, good call. Yeah, because I do have to keep that in mind. Alright, let's press people. Defense's rebuttal. Yeah, he's not going to be of any help. I'm going to press you. So, you might be willing to change your decision, you mean?
Oh my, such a light on your face. I'm afraid I shan't be swayed by emotion. Despite what you may think of me, I am a very modern, metropolitan, and rational woman.
That's great. Cool. Okay.
One reads the morning papers. It's all forgotten by tea time, isn't it? So why read them in the first place?
Surprised the maid hasn't spilled tea on any of the other jurors yet. Well, no one's given her a teapot yet.
You see? Modern, metropolitan, rational thinking, wouldn't you say?
And not at all extreme.
As I see it, an overwhelmingly suspicious Japanese man has been implicated by overwhelmingly strong testimony. So despite 1 or 2 minor puzzlements, I do declare that the man is overwhelmingly guilty. Modern, metropolitan, and rational logic, wouldn't you say?
Overwhelmingly.
But us modern gals are always delighted to embrace new fads, you know. So I'd be only too happy to consider exciting new theory if you could come up with one.
I'd be happy to do that too. If only I could.
Let's do our very best not to disappoint the modern and metropolitan young lady.
Right. I'm glad you omitted rational there. Even the woman throwing books can't be related to this crime if the window is closed. I feel I need to press her. Just because hardly left threatening even with a direct hit. But the little book was on fire at the time, was it not? With flames of love, you know. There's really no such thing as a loving incendiary bomb. Yeah, you can't throw Molotovs of appreciation. I don't know, maybe I'll find a way someday to throw a Molotov of appreciation. I'm gonna start. I need to use that as a phrase now. I'm gonna throw a Molotov of appreciation at you now. When he brought it upon himself, it's like playing fire to portray a fiery love, isn't it? Well, don't you agree? Well, any kind of betrayal is certainly a bad thing. Yes. I think the argument might have arisen out of your misunderstanding, Mrs. Garretup. Never you mind that. The point is we were just having a jovial little dispute, nothing more. I was carrying Molotovs with a heart-shaped symbol in the bottle. Miss XD, your arson is different. I don't have any more of these suggestions that it was anything whatsoever to do with this crime. Alright, well, we'll see about that. What about juror number 5? He doesn't seem to be turning a hair at Mrs. Garretup's relentless onslaughts. It's almost as though he's used to it. What a gentle soul he is. Yeah, I don't want to go to him, but I want to press him on a fire that gave you the sneezes. Does that have anything to do with your decision about the defendant's culpability in this case? Sorry, what's that? You'll have to speak up, lad. Could you tell us more about that fire? It was last winter. My grandchildren baked me a lovely cake on my birthday. It had 75 candles on the top, it did. What a sight to behold it was. You put candles on a cake? Was it some kind of devil worship? Oh, yeah, I guess birthday cakes is not really... Yeah, Japanese for that. Of course not. It was an angel cake to celebrate my birthday, obviously. Oh, angel food cake. That's Wazzy's favorite. Wazzy loves angel food cake. Seems that's a common custom here in Great Britain, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, I must have rolled my puff to blow them out. Only must have blown wrong somehow. The flames didn't go out, but candles went flying all over the room. Furniture caught and everything went up. The whole place was filled with smoke. Definitely sounds like devil worship to me. And by the sneezes, I presume you mean a cold. How do you catch a cold from a fire? Well, if you ask it once, the grandchildren blessed them threw water over me as they tried to put out the flames. And then, because the whole room had filled up with smoke, of course, we had to open all the windows to clear it.
The windows.
The biting winter air rushed over me like the devil danced on my grave it did. I got a terrible cold from it. Put me in hospital for a while. I won't forget that birthday in a hurry.
I knew it was devil worship all along. Something about this old man's story is playing on my mind for some reason. You demonstrate who, apart from Mr. Natsume, could have attacked the young woman on the street. As well as he, or she, could have done it. Yes, but once again, the jurors' statements are full of personal prejudice. All of them seem convinced they're right, even in the face of logical arguments to the contrary. You need to put them against each other to force them to accept an alternative explanation. Yes. I don't necessarily need to find contradictions between their assertions, just a connection might do the trick. Alright, let's see what I can do. If anything stands out, in for a strike. Or I'll go in for a strike. That's the spirit. I want to press him about if the window was closed. What about the possibility that the window was open? What about it? I mean, there's just no way it could have been. How can you be so sure? The prosecutor fellow over there said it earlier, didn't he? Winters in London are no joke. Don't invite that sort of cold indoors. So no, that window wasn't open. Us Londoners like sitting by the fire and staying warm, see? But you couldn't categorically say that the window wasn't open, could you? It just wasn't. They wouldn't have opened it. Then what's the point of even having windows, huh?
Counsel, you will kindly refrain from childish bickering.
Sorry. So I need to show there's an undeniable possibility that the window was open. Because this young man isn't going to budge otherwise. I know exactly who to pit. Pit you against... Yeah, you have to open windows to clear the smoke.
Objection!
Yeah! Pit 3 and 6. These two jurors' statements clearly contradict one another.
They do? How exactly, counsel?
Don't point at me again. I told you it wasn't me.
What?
Eh? What's that you say? Speak up, lad. Speak up.
Juror number 3. Do you see? Oh, me? See? See what, sir? Did you hear juror number 6's account of his birthday celebrations last year? It seems, despite being a Londoner, he once opened his windows in the middle of winter. Well, yes, of course, because it was an emergency. I mean, obviously, if the room was filled with smoke from a fire, then you'd be mad not to open the... Oh! Oh, you're catching on. Exactly. On the day in question, at the time of the incident, there was a fire in the Gerardop household. And Mr. Gerardop had the following to say about it. The whole place filled with smoke.
Oh my.
Oh, my hat.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Pursuing you. Juror number 4, do you have something to say about that? Was she... I'm gonna make this joke now because I have it in my head. She's pouring infinity. Eh? Eh? Anyone? Anyone? Eh? Eh? Okay, fine. I like my own joke. Screw you guys. Okay, there's a nice... There it is. It's some infinity. Mrs. Gerardop. Oh, dearie me. Where's the meaning of this? How dare you imply I'm hiding who I really am? It's imperative that you confirm something for the court. So please, it's time to drop the pretense now. Wait, what is it? When the fire started in your house that day, did you or your husband open the window? Wait, I beg your pardon? What are you insinuating? The room would have been thick with smoke after the carpet and bookcase caught fire as they did. In a situation like that, it's inconceivable that you wouldn't have opened the window. And what if we did? Oh, all right then. Yes, you're right. My husband was frantically trying to open the window, which can't have been easy since I continued to give him a justly deserved book battery. Even though your house was on fire? Oh, you never stop throwing until the anger subsides. It would be terribly bad for the nerves to do otherwise. Yeah. Apparently, she's very much the resolve anger by punching something kind of people. Of course, I should have realized. That's a significant step forward, Mr. Naruto. Managed to establish that the window was open. You simply must have that added to Mrs. Gerardop's formal statement. You mentioned, yes, the window was open at the time. Completely forgotten, but it's true. The window could have been open when...
Hold it!
I'm going to press the new statement. Fourth book found at the scene of the crime shows very obvious signs of fire damage. And the title of the book is The Lion's Pride. The same title, in fact, as the book that Mr. Garrett told us that he'd been reading. Well, I really couldn't say. On the day in question, did you or did you not throw at your husband the copy of The Lion's Pride that he had been reading? I did. Oh. It's the first thing I could lay my hands on, so I hurled it straight at him. Now you come to mention it, yes. He was rather enjoying reading it, you're right. Why do you not reveal this information to the court from the outset? Because I couldn't, you insolent little man. I didn't remember. Times like that, you pick up and throw whatever you could lay your hands on, as well you know. I really don't. Yeah, fist first, ask later. Yeah, hurl objects. I barely noticed I was throwing a book, much as the title of it. I need to pursue that. Excuse me? What is it, juror number 5? You know something? I've remembered what it was. The memory I blocked out. Ah. He was listening to what this granny was saying. Brought it all flooding back. Who are you calling a granny, you cheeky devil? I'm Mrs. Garrett with a maid, I'll have you know. The man doesn't even flinch. Please tell me that's not because he's so used to being hit all the time. It was about 2 weeks ago now. I just got back home after work, like. I put my hand in my pocket for the wages I just earned that day. I nearly died. There was a hole. Every last penny had dropped out. Oh dear, what a disaster. You haven't heard the half of it, boy. Oh? The wife was cutting up some chicken at the time. I could hardly get the words out, but I told her straight. I'd lost the day's wages, love. Next thing I knew, the blade was whistling past my ears, stuck into the wall next to me it did. About an inch deep. Jesus! You married an assassin. No words, just terror. I could smell it then, you know, the god-awful stench of the Thames. I was sure I was going to end up face down in the muddy banks that night, I could tell you. How many dominant wives are there in ancient London? Yes. God save the Queen. Now that's a real disaster, isn't it? I'll never use the word lightly again. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. When women lose their rank, they'll throw anything at you. Knives, hatchets, hammers, you name it. Mr. Naruto, you mustn't think that all women are so short-tempered and unrefined. You have no right to say anything, Susato. You throw me. No, I wasn't thinking that. Throwing household objects to people is, well, it's so uncivilized. Please attack with honor, using a bow or the like. What? Attack? Who are you going to attack? Never mind. Anyway, this man's words. Could be rather significant, I think. I will come back to the bow and arrow thing later, if I dare. I wonder, could I pull this off? Could a knife have been thrown out the window and hit the victim? Is it possible?
Objection.
Oh my god, it worked! Oh my god, it worked! Those two statements clearly have a deeply significant connection. What if Mrs. Garrett had hooked the knife out the window and it hit the victim, and that's how she got stabbed? Actually, yeah, no. I'm going to try to paint the picture before the game does. What happened was, window was open, there was smoke coming out, flaming book came out, landed in the snow, the victim saw it, went to go pick it up, which is why it was in her hand, and then out of nowhere, knife to the back, because the knife also got thrown out the window. That is entirely possible. Oh my god. Mrs. Garrett might have been the one who did the attack. Good grief. You mean they don't contradict each other? Explain, counsel, at once. The Assassin's Creed style. Juror number 2, do you think perhaps that this could be one such novel alternative? Oh my, whatever do you mean? An alternative explanation as to how the victim was stabbed in the back. What are you talking about? We've demonstrated that the fourth book, The Lion's Pride, that was found at the scene of the crime, originated in Mr. Garrett's room on the top floor of his house. Therefore, it's equally possible that some other object besides the book could have found its way from the Garrett household to the street below. Huh? What's that now? After all, Mrs. Garrett could have thrown any number of different objects at her husband. Isn't that right, juror number 4? What are you insinuating now, you little beanpole? He is kind of twiggly, isn't he? I'm beginning to think that, ever since the true origins of this book came to light, perhaps she's had a feeling this might be what happened. Now you listen here, you Eastern Gala. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like a slur. As the foreman of this jury, I demand a straight answer. You give us this yarn about some other object making its way out of the house. But what? What was it? I'm really taking a big gamble here. That was a bold accusation to make, but I haven't any real evidence to back it up. But I'm certain that at the very least, this warrants further investigation. Alright, Mr. Foreman, I'll try to explain the defense's theory. The other object that found its way from the Garrett household to the scene of the crime was...
Take that!
the jackknife. Juror number 4, Mrs. Garrett. Wait, what now? I must apologize in advance for this. But I need you to confirm something else for the court. This knife. Have you ever seen this knife before? Good lord, counsel. What on earth are you doing? That's the weapon that was launched at the victim's back, man. This is fucking hilarious. Everyone's like, man, this upstart, this is his second case. And twice he's accused random people of committing crimes. Swear to God, if this time it works. My lord, remember that when the victim was attacked, Mr. and Mr. Garrett were in the throes of an argument. Mrs. Garrett was hurling anything she could at her husband, who'd been backed up against the window. A window that had been opened to clear the smoke, through which a book sailed to land at the crime scene. You can't seriously believe that. The book was found in the victim's grasp.
Are you saying that it flew out the window and across the street to land neatly in her hand?
Huh. Even my missus ain't got a name like that. Yes, I admit, there are many details we don't yet understand. But that's the point. That's precisely why we must not allow this trial to end. Not right now.
Oh my.
Mrs. Garrett, your answer, please. Have you seen this knife before or not? Hey. She has. She totally has. I KO'd a jury member.
My lord. I wish to change my decision. I'm a woman of my word, after all.
Thank you, madam. Yes, I agree. I certainly didn't see this coming, but... Oh my god! I just don't think it would be right for this trial to come to an end now with so many unanswered questions. Mr. Foreman! I'd have to agree. Not that I think the granny did it, mind.
Yes, you know what? I'm not quite happy about this at the moment either.
All together now, ladies and gents. Ba-ba-ba-bam! Woo! Look at that! By proving that Mrs. Garrett might have hucked a knife at her husband, and it injured someone else. We did it!
Oh, congratulations, Mr. Naruhodo.
So, as a result of the defense's summation examination, a number of jurors' leanings have changed. 2 jurors called guilty against 4 now calling innocent. Accordingly, the opinion of this court is divided. And this trial will continue. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks, how does the prosecution wish to proceed? By drinking. God, I'm tired. Give me the booze. This trial is rapidly descending into a farce. Like a corked wine, the first few sips are bitter enough. But what follows is so repugnant it's good for nothing save the gutter. If I may, Lord Van Zeeks, the defense has just put forward a credible alternative explanation for what happened. Credible? Is that your considered opinion, Mr. Foreman? The defense's argument is a joke to which I barely know how to respond. But let me start by insisting that you must all familiarize yourselves better with the relative positions of those places being discussed. Thinking of the scene you're thinking, Matt. Victor was wandering the street when she saw a book and picked it up. Suddenly, girl threw a knife out the window that ended up stabbing her. Exactly. That is exactly what I'm going for here. Like, that is the thing. What do you mean by that? What's his angle? What's your angle, buddy? It should already be more than apparent that between the crime scene and the Garrett household runs a rather wide street, Briar Road. Which means that the distance from the Garrett's house to the scene is some, yes, 15 yards. Let me see, 15 yards. That's around 14 meters. 14 meters? Oh, that's a little farther than I imagined. And as you ladies and gentlemen of the jury rightly noted as having portentous significance, the fourth book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, the smouldering book wantonly hurled by the lady of the house traveled some 15 yards, to land on the opposite side of the road, neatly between the collapsed victim's fingers and thumb. Is that your final conclusion, my learned and deluded friend? It didn't land in her hand. It landed somewhere where the victim picked it up and then moved it. And did the jackknife follow a near identical trajectory to plunge in the middle of the victim's back? This fantasy is somewhat stretching the notion of having a bad day for the victim, I think. Even those pathetic serialized detective stories have more believable plots. Ah, I'm in one of those. That hasn't been published yet. It's an Olympic-winning arm. Yeah, she's got a wicked arm if that's the case, but I don't think it had to go the full 15. I genuinely don't think it had to. There's nothing I could say to that. That prosecutor loves the sound of his own voice. Mrs. Otto, serialized detective stories are pathetic, are they? How dare he? Maybe let's pick our battles here.
My lord, might I be allowed to speak?
As judicial assistant, you may speak for the defense, yes. Go ahead.
Prosecution may consider the idea of fantasy, but what the defense has postulated was believable enough to persuade the jury to change its leaning, and as such, the court has a duty to explore this alternative explanation as thoroughly as possible.
She's right.
To that end, juror number 4, Miss Joan Garrett, must be called to testify and submit to cross-examination.
Saints alive! Cross-examination of a juror?
Yeah, why not? She's now How dare you hurt her elections? On second thought, keep going. Yeah, keep fucking with that guy. Fuck him.
Order, order, order! Well, this is highly irregular. It is unprecedented for a member of the jury to be summoned to a witness stand.
Objection.
It's not, but not impossible. Why? And unnecessary.
Lord Van Zeeks?
There are already witnesses in the stand whose testimony the defense may further cross-examine. If my learned friend's farcical theory has any truth in it, then both a burning book and a jackknife must have flown through the sky before this couple's eyes. And we must assume they will be able to testify accordingly.
What say you, witnesses? Yes, sir. Constable Willoughby reporting for duty, sir.
What? Well. Good morning, officer.
Sorry for dozing until now, sir. I haven't slept for a month on account of a villain who's appeared on my beat, sir.
Oh, they are so heroic, these London bobbies.
Patricia, my darling, I've been neglecting you, but no more.
I love their anime eyes. Patricia Beat's actually very cute.
Oh, Rolly, my hero, you make me swoon.
Very well, I hereby reject the defense's request.
Oh.
And order the witnesses in the stand to testify again. State forthwith before the court any details pertaining to the defense's alternative explanation of events. Yes, sir.
Constable Beats, report.
This case has nothing to do with Mr. or Mrs. Garrideb. Believe me, a London bobby is good for his word. You see, sir, the windows on the top floor of the Garrideb house are top-hinged casements.
Obviously, if anything had been thrown out the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed.
I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for one moment, sir. Nothing's changed to report on that front, sir. Your wife testified earlier that you were face down in the snow. I don't trust you at all. This is a good start. Top hinged casement windows. That detail was not in the police report, Constable. Ah, yes, sorry about that. I must have been a little drowsy. You cannot excuse your sins with drowsiness every time, Constable. No, sir. Sorry, but... What exactly is a top-hinged casement window? And you. You cannot excuse your ignorance with such trite remarks, my learned friend. Of course. Sorry. I found it, Mr. Naruhodo. Cast your mind back to the windows in Mr. and Mrs. Garretive's room. Right, I'll try. Flashback. So the window opens in order to allow air to circulate inside the house. As this top-inch casement window, it swings open along the upper edge, you see. I'm glad you've rectified your ignorance. That casement window's most prominent feature is its stay, a metal bar which prevents the window from being opened beyond a certain amount. It prevents it opening? This is all news to me. Absolutely correct, sir. In other words, if a book or knife were to have been thrown through the open window, it would have clattered against the pane and fallen straight down to the pavement below. No. Then I have another theory. See the problem then? Good. Your education in Windows is complete. Time to learn Linux. There was never any possibility of either the book or the knife traveling 15 yards over the road. That is, unless the window pane had been shattered. Something we've discounted already. That can't be.
You see that, Rolly? The young Japanese man just collapsed in agony.
Oh, yes, my darling, I saw it. I saw he crumbled before me. Jesus.
Oh, Rolly, you're so strong.
How is this happening? I haven't even started the cross-examination yet, and already my argument's been destroyed. Counselor, if you drag yourself upright again, the court awaits your cross-examination. Yep, I need to cross-examine this. My lord. Oh, good, another desperate situation. I can do it. I can do it. I got this. Let's do this. Let's examine crossly. Examinated. This has nothing to do, Mr. I feel like that's not worth my time to press. This, I want to press. I want to press more about the windows. By which you mean they don't open fully. Is that correct? Yes, sir. They're just there to allow a bit of air through the house, you see? So they're restricted as to how much they open. And therefore, anything thrown out of the window from inside the room would simply strike the pane and fall to the street directly below. For clarity, allow me to mark the map. Here is the location where objects would have fallen. Yes, directly opposite the scene of the crime, on the other side of the rather wide road. Would it have been so hard for somebody to mention this top-inch casement thing before? Yeah, honestly, had we known this earlier, this case would have gone completely different. Well, I have another question for you, Constable. What would that be, sir? How do you even know? Why would you have any idea what sort of windows Mrs. Garretive's house is furnished with? Ah, well, sir, that's very simple. You see, I helped with the investigation yesterday. Yeah, that needs pursuing. You have something to add, Mrs. Beat?
Sorry.
You look, well, delighted. Is there some particular reason for that?
Oh, I was just remembering. That's all. We really were so lucky.
Lucky? What do you mean?
Well, of course I feel terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Don't misunderstand me, please. We were just so lucky it didn't happen on Rolly's beat. You're so close, you see.
Oh, I hadn't realized.
Oh yes, that's Street Briar Road. That's the boundary between Rolly's beat and the next one. Isn't that right, my love?
Are you meaning to tell me that the knife would have fallen, that the items would have fallen on his beat? Constable Beat. Oh, yes, that's right. That's the reason I was helping out with interviewing the occupants of the Garrett household yesterday. That house is on my beat, you see, sir. That really was cutting it close then. Constable, I wonder if you could clarify something. If the Garrett household is on your beat, does that mean that the pavement next to it is as well? Outside Mr. Garrett's house? Yes, ma'am. Pavement on that side of the road is part of my beat. I see. I was unaware of that. Just think, if the woman had been attacked just on the other side of Briar Road, we would never have been able to go for that meal to celebrate our wedding anniversary. But that's the life of a Bobby, after all.
Oh my god. Okay. Extraordinary people are Bobbies, tirelessly working for the benefit of all Londoners. New theory. Okay, top casement windows, fine, cool. Victim was on the side of the road closer to the house. She was walking along, flaming book fell out, dropped out of the window, landed at her feet. She goes, oh, that's strange, that's book. Leans down to grab it. Knife falls, stabs her in the back, falls down. The cop sees that line on his beat. He wanted to go for his fucking wedding anniversary. He and his wife dragged the body across the street, still clutching the book. He keeps knife there, specifically so that he doesn't have to deal with it. That's why he told her to go to the police box that was not for his beat. So that they wouldn't be inconvenienced for their fucking wedding dinner. He was a cop that was being fucking lazy. He's a bad cop. Fuck cops. ACAB. ACAB applies in this case.
Do you know what I think? I think it was the good Lord's way of rewarding my Rolly for all his hard work. Don't you think so, my darling?
That must be it, Pat, my love.
That must be it.
I think we perhaps should have that information officially on record.
Leave it to me, Mr. Naruhodo. I'll take care of it immediately.
Case files information has been updated in court record.
Now it's my turn, I think. Obviously, if anything had been thrown out the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Roller was there to make sure nothing was disturbed.
I didn't take my crime scene for one moment.
Okay, so now we're gonna need to press more, I think. She says a crime scene to give her hubby credit. Oh, that too. If I drop a knife on top of a building theory. Yeah, it's exactly that.
Hold it!
But according to my notes here, the sun had gone down already and it was dark.
But Rolly and I were strolling along, gazing at the night sky and looking for our lucky star.
Sorry?
The star that would guide us to eternal happiness.
Can I guide you to answer the question?
If a flaming book had cut across the sky in front of us, it would have lit up like a shooting star.
And if I had seen a shooting star, I would have made a wish upon it. I'd really be an inspector, I would have said. 3 times at least.
Of course, what with the smog and everything, we couldn't actually see any stars.
In short, are you trying to say that neither a book nor a knife crossed the sky before you?
Yes, sir, that's correct, sir. Shows the night sky in London is starless, sir.
Yeah, I found him pavement of Briar Road. Yeah, Rolly beat. It certainly seems like they're telling the truth.
I must saw the poor woman fall to the ground, so we ran straight over to help her.
Now for them to be charged with lying under oath. Yeah, this is perjury on top of disturbing a crime scene.
Hold it!
Yeah, I'm gonna press this too. Yes, you said you went to a nearby police box to fetch another officer. Is that right?
That's right, yes. If it had been on Rolly's beat, I would have known exactly where I was going, of course.
Don't feel bad, my love. You can't be expected to know the location of every police box on every beat. It's not disturbing crime scene, it's fabricating crime scene. That's true, fabricating.
Sir Rolly told me the way, only I sort of got a little lost on the way.
Patricia, my darling, that's why I love you.
Your terrible sense of direction is bewitching to me. That's part of why I love Wazzy. She doesn't know where she's going sometimes, and that's okay. It's endearing. Oh, please.
So I suppose I was gone for about 15 minutes. Like I said, my Rolly was at the scene the whole time, making sure nothing was disturbed. I was off duty at the time, of course, but a true Bob is never really off duty, sir. Let's find Zeke pulls up an updated autopsy report saying the victim walked to the other side of the street. Yeah. I didn't take my... I'm gonna press that. Nothing to report. That's correct, sir. I had my eyes wide open the entire time. Never looked away for a second. No one else approached the scene, and nothing was removed from it. I can swear that on the yard's honor, sir. Really? That seems a little strange. Beg your pardon, sir. Strange, sir. Seems altogether regular to me. This burnt copy of the Lion's Pride was originally in the Garrett household. So the question remains, how did it find its way into the hand of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were at the scene of the crime the entire time? Aha, could it be a different copy, sir? One that just happened to be burnt as well? Even if that were possible, why would the victim have been gripping a book like that in her hand? As we can see from this photographic print, she had a bag over her shoulder. Well, sir, that book was in the lady's hand from the moment we arrived at the scene. Is that so? That might not be a lie. Something about the statement that's not sitting right with me. It's too mysterious of how that knife ended up in her back, and how the book ended up in her hand. There must be some common thread between them. I'm so sorry, Mr. Naruto. I had no right to speak out. But what do you mean? Press the cross-examination of Mrs. Garrett without consulting you. Even if the judge did deny me. Oh, I see. Well, I agree with you. We do need testimony from Mrs. Garrett if we're ever going to get to the truth of this matter. Do you really think so? Well, think about it. No matter how far it is across the road or how that window opens, Mr. Garrett's book found its way to the scene of the crime somehow, didn't it? You're right. And then there's Mrs. Garrett's reaction to me showing her the knife. The woman's hiding something. I'm sure of it. Oh yeah, she's hiding shit. You're right again. We need to use this cross-examination and cover more clues. We'll get to the bottom of this one way or another, I swear. Yes. Let's see. Let me take a look at my stuff, because... yeah, because that's all irrelevant now. But yeah. He could have been coming this way. Knife dropped on this side of the road. They were walking along here, saw it, and went, hey, drag her over here so he's not on the beat. Go get the police box, yada yada yada. Oh, whoops, went too far. Also, hey, Big White Bear, how's it going? I see you with your tattles and tails. Hope you're doing well today, Big White Bear. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday so far. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to yet another case where we're unraveling someone who I think might have gotten accidentally knifed in the back due to marital disputes that weren't even their marital disputes. Now I just need to figure out what the... I'm going to press the one thing I haven't pressed yet, which was the first statement. How can you say that for certain? Very good question, sir. And the answer is this. Has the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all of us policemen of our sworn duty. Showed us that before, didn't he? Did he? Can't say I remember. To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. That's what the job's all about. That is why I can stand here today beside my long-suffering wife and tell you Bobby's good for his word. While rubbing my tired eyes and admittedly... Sir. Admittedly. Yeah, he's gonna be beating after May comes back. Oh yeah, he's gonna get his ass whooped. Oh really? You're so manly. Of course I am, my darling Patricia. Oh, Pat. Oh, really? They're cute. No, none of this is what I meant. I meant, how can you say for certain that this case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett? I see, sir. You should have said so earlier, sir. Yes, well... So could you answer the question? That was a waste of time then. Absolutely, sir. I'll answer to the fullest of my ability, sir.
There's a surprising reason why Mrs. Garrett's message dispute can't be related to this case. But before I get into that, sir, just one thing. Yes? Very much like you and all your countrymen to understand the great British institution of Scotland Yard. So I hope you'll take back some tales of us London bobbies and how we uphold our guiding principles. I wasn't planning on going back just yet. I've only just arrived here. It's been like less than a week, dude. So then, sir, I'd be happy to lend you my warrant card for your perusal. I must warn you, won't be able to get through it without shedding a few tears. Thank you, I'll try. Constable B. Ooh, that's gonna probably come in handy.
Can I ask you something? Please, Mr. Lawyer, sir?
Yes, of course. What is it?
You're doubting us, aren't you? I can tell.
What? I wasn't really... I mean, what is she doing?
Please, just because I'm a woman doesn't make my testimony any less valuable. You might just see me as the wife of a policeman, but I'm a woman of my word, I am.
I really don't remember ever suggesting that I doubted you.
No excuses, I don't want to hear it. My voice will be heard. My lord, you'll let me speak, won't you?
Yes, Mrs. Beat, I'll allow you to supplement your testimony if you so desire. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the sage one. It really is. That was a very loud mutter.
I heard that. That Japanese man thinks a policeman's wife's word counts for nothing, does he? Well, watch out, sir. I might let you get away with something like that, but my Rolly won't.
Duly noted, Mrs. Beat. Please, I humbly ask you to continue. Hey, Dino, how's it going? Hope you're doing well, Dino. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday so far, and you had a good week. How you doing? Hope you're keeping happy nothing. You doing fine? Awesome. Likewise. I've got a good weekend ahead, so I just have to stretch out. Whoa. Doubt Rolly could beat us in a fist fight. I mean, he has a gun, I have a sword. I'm pretty sure he'd just shoot me. He's a cop. Cops are bastards.
I know where I saw him, and he's never let me down. My sense of direction's a little off sometimes, though.
That's an interesting thing to press. Mrs. Beat, nobody's questioning what you told us.
I saw it, I did. That evening I saw clearly. The little Eastern man with the whiskers and the funny curved back slinking away from the scene. And I know what I didn't see as well. I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying through the sky.
All very clear. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction? Challenge him to do a duel. Just stab while he's doing that 10-step march. Just throw the sword. Has my Saturday been good? It's been very good, actually. It's been very relaxing. This case is like, it's getting the brain juices flowing. It's been good. It's been a good day so far. And it's a good weekend ahead.
Oh yes, well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I was ending up at the wrong place when I'd made arrangements to meet Rolly. He's ever so cross.
Oh, I gotta pursue that.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Constable Beat, is there a problem?
No, sir. No problem, sir.
Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps?
Oh, well, in a way, sir. Yes, sir.
Still wondering how Miguel did end up in the burning omnibus? I guarantee he was trying to burn the omnibus himself, but someone threw him in. Is my guess. But I'm curious to see if that'll end up in the final case. It was not going to end up in this one for obvious reasons.
Yes, sir. I was just remembering that the same thing happened that evening is all.
What? You mean Mrs. Beat lost her way on the night of the incident?
Well, you see, I sent her off to find a police box in the next beat over from mine, but she was gone a fair bit longer than what I was expecting. I thought she'd be back inside 10 minutes, but my darling was gone a good 15. Oh, Rolly, you're such a tease. But the reason I was so long is because of the bouquet, silly.
The bouquet? Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about?
It was a present for our wedding anniversary. Rolly's so romantic. Saved up with farthings and halfpennies he found in the gutter while doing his rounds.
Yes, how romantic.
Forgotten all about it until just now. Now, do you, my darling?
Oh, yes. He's about to fall asleep. Yeah, he's been snoozing the entire time. Apparently he hasn't slept in 20 days.
But that was just between us. Not talking about it to anyone else, darling.
You have to promise.
Really? Oh.
What was that all about? Constable Beat looked very obviously troubled during that exchange.
I'm afraid I can't offer any useful insight, Mr. Naruhodo. But I'm quite sure of one thing.
We have to ask Miss Beat about the bouquet. Mrs. Beat, this bouquet you just mentioned. I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please.
Oh, really? Yes, I'd love to.
Angries.
What happened is I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while.
I'm also going to check, because I haven't even read this yet. Examine this. The policeman will strive to preserve the peace within his allotted beat. Patrolling officer is expected to walk 20 miles around his beat every day for the furtherance of community relations. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat into which they are discovered. And when a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Huh. I'm gonna press this bouquet conversation. You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime?
Yes, that's right. I was so upset. When I ran over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back, I was so shocked. I dropped the bouquet Rolly gave me. It was in a dark spot where the streetlights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice at first.
And then you went to the police box to report it to the policeman whose beat it was on.
Yes, and I came back to the scene together with the other constable, you see. That's when I spotted my bouquet again.
Can I request to give one of the witnesses a cup of strong coffee? I would love to, just so we can give better help here.
That's when I spotted my bouquet again. But the funny thing is, when I went to pick it up, it was nowhere near the victim's body at all.
In case you need reminding, Mrs. Beat, the victim is not deceased.
I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice coming from the other side of the road.
Your husband, presumably? Sound the horn? Yes or yes? Hurt.
That's right, Slimmy had gone over to the wrong side of the street. Although, I'm going to blame the bouquet this time. Can't think how it got there, I really can't.
So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of our street to the opposite. No, the bouquet didn't move, the body did.
Isn't it? The worst of it is, I forgot to pick up the bouquet up again when we left the scene. A beautiful rose rarely bought me with that change from the gutter you spent so long collecting.
By bouquet, do you perhaps mean this sorry solitary rose? Oh, hey!
Oh, yes, that's it. That's the bouquet Rolly bought me for our anniversary, with all bits of change he found in the gutter.
Maybe just call it a rose. A rose by any other name smells just as sweet. Something, Shakespeare, yada yada.
Tell us, Lord Van Zeeks, where did you come by the flower?
Well, it takes one rose. According to the report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Gerardov household.
In front of the Gerardov's house?
Well, I wasn't noticed till the morning as it lay where the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be of no relevance to the case since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare.
Oh, thank you, sir, thank you. Could I have it back now, please?
No, I think for good measure, this rose should be added to the court record as evidence.
Oh.
The anniversary bouquet has been entered into the court record.
But it's a symbol of our love.
Yeah, and I'm gonna fucking examine it.
It's very stylish paper the flower's wrapped in, isn't it?
It's just an old newspaper, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh. Suppose it's because I'm not used to seeing English print. It looks so exotic to me.
I see.
Is something wrong?
Oh, no. I was just thinking that if you wrapped a stone-baked sweet potato in English newspaper, it might look like some sort of fancy cake.
Suzato-san, you do love your cakes. Yeah, look at the rose itself.
An English rose. It's such a beautiful flower.
Oh, this is a rose, isn't it? I've never seen one before.
Do you not take an interest in flowers, Mr. Naruhodo?
I wouldn't say that exactly. Symbol of love is going to be a symbol of divorce. It really is.
I wouldn't say that exactly, but I do know 3 types at least.
Gosh, 3? Yes. Plum blossom, peach blossom, and cherry blossom.
Perhaps you should consider branching out, learning some that aren't fruit tree based, for example.
Anything to say down here? No, it's just about the stylish paper.
Yep. But... And then, yeah, okay, so there's just the 2 examination points. Okay.
Symbol of our love. I want it back after the trial. Do you hear me? I want it back.
Good grief. Rest assured that I shall do my very best not to forget, Mrs. Beat.
Okay, so now we've hit another point.
Hold it!
Maybe press this now that I have more evidence in hand? No. It says right, yes. Rose beat it. We know exactly where it's going, of course. Don't feel bad. She really told me the way, only I got a little lost. That's why I love you. No Pat. Oh, Rolly. Really consider a stack of sad reading paper symbolic of divorce. I mean, that's another symbol of divorce. It's gone. Like I said, my rollers have seen the whole time.
Hello there.
Also, hello Jimmy, how's it going? Okay. Okay, something about this.
Hold it!
Whoops, didn't mean to press. That's okay, I meant to present. Yeah, it's nowhere near where you left it. Yeah, the bouquet didn't move.
Hold it!
I'll do one last press here, just to be sure. Strike, eyes open the whole time, no one approach the scene. It's around the yard's honor. That seems a little strange. Beg your pardon, strange. Seems also... Could we didn't copy? Nope. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you make of all this? Yes. The whole idea of an invisible attacker has been troubling me all along. But I believe I'm starting to get a picture of what really happened here now. Oh. The fourth book had no business being at the scene of the crime. Made me sure that Mrs. Garrett was hiding something from us. She was saying, Jimmy, good morning. With tried Fortnite Delulu. We are chat experience with proximity chat with Battle Royale. Go over with everyone talking at once. Yeah, that sounds not great. Oof. It's becoming increasingly clear that someone else has been hiding something from us as well. I think I may already be armed with everything I need to strike a decisive blow here. This time, I can expose the whole truth about this mysterious affair. Okay. That has nothing... That's not where I press for or present for sure. I feel like it's present on the final one. I'm gonna quickly pause and save. I have an idea. I'm just thinking. And yeah, funnel cake. Ooh, funnel cake sounds good. No, don't save in this slot. I want you to save in this slot. Because I feel like...
Objection!
I was right. Whew. I was not sure if I was going to be right on this one. You claim, Constable Beat, that there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. That cannot be.
What do you mean to say?
In your testimony just now, Mrs. Beat, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime with the policeman assigned to that beat, the bouquet you had dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby.
Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road to where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of the meager bouquet, if a single-story bloom couldn't be so described, no doubt it was blown in the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belongs.
Meager?
Objection!
But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat not testify to the fact?
Yeah, definitively something changed. A 10-stream streak. Dude, thank you so much for sticking around or coming back as often as you have. I appreciate that a lot.
No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beat sported that on Scotland Yard's honor.
But the bouquet belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why I really didn't mention it, I'm sure.
No, because sadly, it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way round. What are you talking about? No, I think I've already guessed this case. Think about it. Besides Mrs. Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Garrett's book. Mr. Garrett's copy of The Lion's Pride, which was thrown out the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here, on the west side of the street. And yet, it was actually found here, on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hand. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here, on the opposite side of the road, in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's house. There's no logical explanation for those things, unless somebody deliberately moved them. It wasn't them that was moved, the victim was moved.
What are you trying to say? The way you're talking, it sounds like you think my Rolly's done something wrong.
Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says? Ridding around about books and bouquets. Why should we care? It's nitpicking, that's what it is. Oh good, Mrs. Garrett's come around. Might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garrett. But deliberately meddling with the scene of a crime is a criminal offense. It's called, well, tampering. Tampering, Mr. Narhoda.
Oh.
Yep. But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it, for a very subtle but compelling reason. Tampering? You've barely heard the term before. Tell us, my learned friend, who would have possibly had cause to carry such an elaborate deception? Yes, there is someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All the evidence and all the testimony points to that one particular person. Yep. And it was Rolly Beat. Rolly Beat had to have changed it.
Counsel, I must demand that you substantiate this conjecture. Who are you saying is responsible for tampering with the scene of the crime?
I'm saying Herlock Sholmes. No.
Take that!
It was Rolly Beat. Obviously, there's only one person it could have been. Constable Rolly Beat, it was you.
What? A policeman? A member of Scotland Yard?
What nonsense? Why would my Rolly do something like that? There's no one straighter than my husband. He's... You know, probably works more tirelessly for the people of London.
No one straighter, huh? I mean... Probably. I don't know his life. I see Herlock tampering at a crime scene, taking evidence, take gumshoe style and hiding it from a prosecutor. I can see him doing that for anyone. I can see that doing for him... No, he would do that for himself. Herlock would absolutely do that to make himself look better. Mrs. Beat, you said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone had to tamper with it.
You're making it up. It's all nonsense. It's all lies. What about that Japanese man with whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it.
If that was true, Constable Beat would have seen him do it.
Oh. And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, it was after the defendant had fled the scene. Ah, well...
Objection!
First you make accusations about the landlord and his wife, and now you incriminate a policeman as well. But your accusations lack one very important thing. What? You claim the crime scene was tampered with. There's only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something.
That's right, he's right. But my husband and I just happened to be there, that's all. So why would we have anything to hide? Doesn't make sense.
You have a very good motive. There is a motive. You've offered no motive for this alleged tampering. I have one. And until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats.
Constable Beat had a very good reason for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime. That's the key to this entire affair.
Mr. Naruto, have you managed to solve this mystery?
Lava King asking you if anyone's going to play Vampire the Masquerade 2. I still have never properly played one. That's because I own one. I've just never played it. Mostly because I've never gotten around to getting all the mods required to make it playable, honestly.
Counsel, you have made a very serious accusation against a London police officer.
Yeah, the second one's supposed to be coming out early October. No, I have no plans to play Masquerade 2. Not until I play Masquerade 1, and that's not happening anytime soon. Yeah.
If you're mistaken, I'm sure I need not point out that your reputation as a lawyer will be irrevocably damaged. With that stark warning in mind, you will now explain to the court the motive for this alleged tampering.
Yes, my lord. Simple. It's actually extremely simple. Constable Beat's motive for tampering for the crime was to hide where the victim fell. Yeah, we want to hide where the victim fell. We want to hide where the victim fell to the ground. That is what this Bobby had to cover up at all costs. What?
Where the victim fell? You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start, didn't we? On pavement of Briar Road. We saw it happen, remember? It's right here, as if anyone didn't already know.
That's certainly what everybody's been led to believe. But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all. What?
What?
Yep. I know where it happened. I know where I know exactly where it happened.
I'm beginning to wonder where this tumultuous trial will end, Counsel.
If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know, my Nipponese friend. Where are you proposing that the crime actually took place that evening?
Take that!
But that's...
On the opposite side of the road?
I don't understand.
On the evening in question, Mr. Garrett's book fell directly down from the open window above, and your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself.
Good gracious!
Objection!
Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard. But these witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place.
That's right, I saw it with my own eyes.
It was 5 o'clock in the evening and already dark. There was the typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid, that was actually on the west side of Briar Road.
No, that's not true. It can't have been.
Constable Beat then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. And during the 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. He moved all the things shown in this print. The victim herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road.
Extraordinary.
The constable overlooked one thing.
What? What did he overlook?
The bouquet, I presume? Exactly.
The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet.
It's just police can be corrupted. And this is even simple corruption. He didn't want to miss his wedding anniversary. So he made it another cop's problem. Lord Van Gezeek said it wasn't noticed till the morning, as it lay where the street lamps cast no light.
Yes, it couldn't have been seen in the dark, obviously.
Which is why it was only the bouquet that was found in its original position, on the pavement on the west side of Briar Road. We should not burn the witch at the stake. She didn't do anything wrong, funny enough. She's actually innocent in this. And that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond, Constable Rolly Beat?
Well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't slept properly in a month. Did I miss anything important? Literally, he's... Did someone say burn? No burns.
Oh, Rolly, if it isn't true, is it? What the lawyer said is all lies, isn't it? I know it is, because you're the most upstanding, righteous man I know.
I had a dream. A terrible dream. All the things I did that night. Everything come out. Everything exposed.
Excuse me?
Only it seems. It wasn't a dream at all.
Good golly! Great googly moogly! Order! No burning. Stop. Why is everyone wanting to burn things? Apparently, I need to play games with arson in them, to quell your thirst for flames.
What on earth is the meaning of all this?
Oh, Rolly, why? Why would you do something like this? Moving a corpse is a criminal offense, isn't it?
Wishing the victim dead should be one too.
Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respected member of Scotland Yard, your duty is to protect the good people of London town. I can't say, sir.
Just for the first reflection, desire for that. Use sleep tampering? He might have been.
What? I really am ever so sorry about all this. For damaging the Yard's reputation. For everything.
Well then, I have a possible explanation.
What?
For why, on that particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason. What? How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman? No, of a married man. Scotland Yard reps some damage from the McGilda case and this one. It really has been.
And yet, you Lord Van Zeeks, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the startling truth of the matter thus far.
Ah.
I believe it would be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory. Counsel for the defense, if you please.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, I think you'd better show us some evidence.
At once, my lord. England, Japan. Makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions.
What gives away the motive for Constable Beat's unthinkable actions?
The bouquet. The bouquet does it.
Take that!
I think your luck exists. Yeah. I realize that I'm a foreigner in this land, and that I've only just arrived from Japan. Which is why all this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learned that, though honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example.
Keeping the peace, looking after the citizens on his beat in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that the young Bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day.
Certainly. Oh, I got a hiccup in me. Sorry. But for Constable Beat, the day in question was special.
Special? How?
On account of this bouquet, my lord.
Oh, yes. It was our very first wedding anniversary.
Ah. Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife, and was so looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal, when he and Mrs. Beat stumbled upon a crime along Briar Road. When he saw that shadowy figure through the fog collapse on the pavement ahead of them, what must have gone through the man's mind?
But sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. B puts up with a lot being married to a Bobby like me. I just wanted to show my dear wife how much I care.
Yeah, we're like accused this of being a murderer. Like this guy, we're just accusing this guy just moving a crime scene to a different cop's beat, so he didn't have to do the work. This is the warrant card the Constable Beat offered to lend to me earlier. Inside, among the rules for patrolling policemen, it says, when a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives.
Aha!
Constable Beat. Is that not the reason why you moved the whole scene of the crime that day? Yeah.
Yes. Everything you said. It's all right.
So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat.
Oh.
Exactly.
To summarize, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat.
Good gracious. Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you've done?
Yeah, he's losing his job, if not going to jail.
It was the first time since I became a copper that I'd ever cursed God. Stay close to me, Pat. The criminal could still be looking somewhere. As we ran over to the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. We got to report this to the station as quickly as possible. But then it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Why here? Why did this have to happen here? And why tonight, of all nights? Why?
Yeah.
It's a copper's job to guard the scene of the crime, so I told Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty there.
No trial by combat, Lava King. Disallowed. Denied.
It was then, when I opened my mouth to speak, it just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my own mouth. This is the next beat to mine, Pat. So you have to go to the police box that covers it, turn right along Meerschaum Street, and then...
Yeah, you lied about your beat. You lied about the beat so that you didn't have to do it. You could make someone else do it so that you could be with your wife on your wedding anniversary. Understandable motive, still a crime.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh. Constable.
I just wanted, just that one night, to take my Patricia out for dinner. Oh, really? Just that one night?
Bed on bed for his fight? Can't fight on bed, it's too small. First off, yes, you can fight on a bed if you have a king size. Secondly, that's Lava King. You know. You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined, and so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside your jurisdiction, just across the street to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under the neighboring beat's care.
You see, I thought... Well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see. I beg your pardon?
Oh, of course he did. Otherwise my brother would never have left the poor woman on the freezing cold pavement.
Ah, I see your meaning now.
I mean, that's true. Had he known she was alive, he would have helped her up. He thought it was a murder scene.
But God got me back from my sins, didn't he? That's why I missed the rose I bought for Pat.
Oh no, Rolly, that was all my fault. I should never have dropped you in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Rolly.
Okay, so Patricia had nothing to do with it, but he is definitely a crime boy. That's a criminal. That's a corrupt cop. And can you tell us, Constable, how many books did you move from the one side of the road to the other in total?
4 it was. Yes, sir. Definitely 4.
3 of them dropped by Mr. Natsume, and the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the Garrett household, of course. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? And all the others were scattered haphazardly around, I mean.
Oh, well, sir, that's because that's how I found it.
How you found it? What do you mean?
When we first went over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So, when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand.
You're sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding?
Oh, yes, sir. No doubt about it, sir.
Interesting. 4th book, yeah, it's been updated. It was in the victim's hand. I know what's happening. I'm getting this.
I thought it was a butcher case at the time, you see. There were only the 2 people at the scene, and Pat and me both saw it happen. However which way you looked at it, it had to be the fellow who ran off who done it, I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it all over the road would make a jot of difference. I suppose this is it for me now. I've had it.
Yeah, you're losing your job, dude. Guaranteed, you're losing your job. My lord.
Yes, Lord Van Zeeks?
I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses. Constable, you may withdraw.
Yes, sir.
This constable is absolutely...
Mr. Prosecutor, sir. What will come of Rolly? What will happen to him?
For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course.
Please, don't punish my husband. This was all my fault. It's because I'm always moaning at him for coming home late.
No, it's still his fault. Did the English have a guillotine or something? No, guillotine was French, and that was actually prior to this date. Oh, the guillotine was still in use in this era. Guillotine. The last time the guillotine was in use was the same year that Star Wars originally came out in theaters, which I believe was 1974.
Leave it now, Pat. Let's go home.
No, leave it now, Pat. Let's go home. I'm tired.
Yeah,
All right then, my love.
One last thing, Constable.
Sir?
Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you.
Yes, sir.
Carve that lesson in your mind. You're definitely going to get fired. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of a crime.
Huh? Never again, sir? You mean to say?
Leave, now. This trial's not yet over.
Sir?
Yeah, he's gonna get fired. He might not go to jail, but he's definitely getting fired.
Well, quite a startling revelation, I must say.
Van Zeeks has no right to give him a freebie. He's just a prosecutor. He can't criminally charge people. He's there to prosecute people who've been charged. Leaves now. Figures of speech. I assume figure of speech.
Whoever thought of a third party transplanting the scene of a crime like that?
Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused, Mr. Soskin Natsume, is the only person who could have possibly committed this crime. No, I disagree. Now that we know the true scene of the incident, there's someone else. Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back.
Forgive me for being presumptuous, but I believe the prosecution's probably well aware of this possibility already.
Lord Van Zeeks, is this true?
Very well. Name the person if you will, and if further investigation is warranted. The prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing.
Fair, since when did the attorney judge have any use besides this one of the curing judge?
I know, right? It's fucking... Judges are usually useless. Like, this judge is actually very helpful. Could have been Joan Garrideb.
The defense would once again like to request the cross-examination of a new witness, my lord.
Once again? My assistant made the same request earlier. In order to finally reveal the truth about this case. It's imperative that we cross-examine juror number 4, Mrs. Joan Garrideb.
Me? Oh dearie me.
Objection.
That request has already been denied.
Objection.
But the situation is very different now. Mrs. Garrideb, answer me this. What do I know, you little toad? At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Garrideb. In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited, and to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looks out over Briar Road. Wait, what of it? You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane of the open-top hinge casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the incident. Yes, and as I said, what of it? During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just books, but anything you could lay your hands on. So, let me ask you one more time, Mrs. Garrideb. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back, have you really never laid eyes on it before? Yeah.
I don't recall it. Seriously? Mr. Garridub's gonna get a beating for this, yeah. He might end up wifeless. Am I supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband? And anyway, the man over there in all that regalia said that members of the jury needn't testify, didn't he? Conveniently, yes.
Objection!
No, I have no recollection of saying that at all, juror number 4. Oh shit! Even he's like, no, I didn't say you don't. I didn't say you can't testify. I said you didn't have to. Ew. Make no mistake. You jurors are not special in any way. You're not immune to the judicial process. You are not immune to propaganda. If you know something about this knife, madam, let the truth come out. But it's just a common or garden knife. It could have come from anywhere. We have several like that at home. If one went missing, how do you expect me to know? What's that? Are you joking? What are you saying, Mrs. Please, Mrs. Garridub? You listen to me. I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I'd injured someone. Do you hear? I couldn't bear it. She's dead with prosecutor agrees with the defense. Yeah, she's fucked. You're cooked. When Baron Van Zeeks agrees with Naruhodo. That's a bad time. See, like, if it was Edgeworth and Phoenix, I'd be like, no, they agree every once in a while because both of them are driven for justice and truth and justice. Oh, the poor woman. So, yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. You're going to have to prove to me that I threw that knife if that's what you think. Come along now. Chop chop. Do your worst. Well, Mr. Naruhodo? If I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already. Then take the stand, juror. Ooh. The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine this woman. She's cooked. Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks. Hey, I'm going to have to testify? Juror number 4. As I'm sure you will appreciate, having observed it with your own eyes today, witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths be unearthed. Truths of which the witnesses themselves may not even have been aware. Oh, dearie me. So I demand your full and unadulterated testimony, Mrs. Garridub. Mark my words, in this court of law today, we shall extract the truth. Do you concur, counsels? Certainly, my lord. Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord. Yup. My evidence is her husband. This is such a strange feeling. For the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real. I'm here, in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer. I feel like a real law guy now. Witness, state your name and occupation. Oh, yes, my name is Joan Garridub. And I'm, well, I'm a juror and such like. Sounds like even she doesn't know if she's a housewife or a maid or what anymore. Kind of like the only two prosecutors that haven't arrested offenses, Edgeworth and Van Zeek. Well, no, Van Zeek has not physically attacked yet. Gavin doesn't count because he mentally harasses you. Yeah, that's true. The court has decided your testimony is required in order to clarify matters in this case. Do you understand? Do you understand, madam? Yes, my lord. You will tell the court everything that took place in your household on the evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth. Oh, dearie me. Oh, she's wibbly. Chin up, Jody. Nothing to worry about now. Oh, you made it! Oh, I didn't know you were here, John. Oh, John and Joan. Wasn't only you in the room that day, old thing, was it? Well, I think I ought to testify as well, don't you? But what do you need, dear? Don't you worry about that. Hardly notice it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comrade to face disciplinary action alone. You, John. I presume you are Mr. John Garridub? Yes, sir. Former 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th Northumberland Fusiliers, sir. Seen my fair share of action and now living the quiet life, as it were. The quiet life? Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question? As to not be whipped, covered in coffee, wrapped around beads, or tossed a knife, or attacked by a hawk? Yeah, that's great, honestly. That's much better. Well, yes. Quite. I believe this may represent a first in the proud history of the British court. Calling a juror to the witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. Those tomatoes of Van Zeeks? Yeah, hit Van Zeeks. You will recount clearly and concisely the events in your home at the time of the incident in question. Oh, leave the clown alone. Leave Geru alone. Sir, at once. Brownie puts a rasp into his voice. The Battle of Geradeb. Yes, on the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Knocked a candlestick over and set fire to the carpet. Soon headed out, though, and got the window open.
Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him.
Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I'd notice if 1 or 2 went missing, I'm afraid. If that ballet thing in the victim's back really was one of ours, you'd have a job proving it, I think.
Oh, probably. Not that clown. I'm referring to the AA2 clown, the worst case to exist. Oh, that clown. Yeah, curse clown. You know you met the clown girl. Hey, leave the clown girl alone.
Sounds as though it was quite the battlefield in your household that evening.
Although, an entirely one-sided assault, it seems.
The enemy caught us on the hop, sir. Had no choice but to dig in and take defensive countermeasures. To be honest, if the enemy kept shelling us for another minute, we'd have been toast. Of course, a veteran such as myself is only too aware that on every battlefield, you're just a gnat's whisker from death at any moment.
Are we still talking about a marital quarrel here?
Well, I must say I'm dubious that this testimony will shed any light on the origins of this jackknife.
In combat, one's focus now is such that surroundings are barely noticed. These witnesses may not be able to offer anything more than they have testified already. This may be a dead end. Van Zeeks may well be right. Well, whatever the chances. We only have this last cross-examination to uncover the truth, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, I'm afraid so. Very well, counsel. Begin your cross-examination.
You just call his wife an enemy? In that situation, the wife was a foe. Before we can start, did we... We did not grab the, I thought we had stuff from their places. Evidence. You know what? I can recall the reason. I'd like to have it... the reason is what you told us yesterday, I believe. Yes, that's right. If I remember correctly, it all started because of a note that was tucked into the pages of a book belonging to Mr. Geradeb. A rather passionate note, in fact. But Mrs. Geradeb found the note, discovering her husband's little secret. And she gave him a mighty number of slaps across the face for it, too.
What a sordid state of affairs.
Hell on earth. He's just Van Zeeks in the corner. I hate romance. Women terrify me.
I say, when a chap says he can't recall such things, it's common decency not to drag it all up. And besides, half of it was wide of the mark anyway.
A likely story. These waters run very deep.
What transpired next after these multiple blows to the face?
During's gonna because it's spiky. You can't hide his Victoria's Secret. Yeah, the random love note.
Hold it!
Yeah, I'll press this. I'm gonna press everything, because you never know what will give something. And the fire also spread to some items of furniture, didn't it?
The bookcase, my armchair, anything of mine, really. Just so happens there was some bathwater around that evening, so I sloshed that about to put it out.
Most precarious situation you put yourself in.
Ours is a 3-story townhouse on the west side of the street, where the water main isn't connected yet. Have to draw water from a public water pump during the day if you need any, you see.
The lodgers are always moaning that they can't get any water at night.
Although, that little moustache Japanese man buys water in bottles, I believe. The defendant, Mr. Natsume, you mean? Yes, he receives a stipend for his studies, you know, from his home country. Can you imagine being able to brew a pot of tea at all hours? He's obviously very well off. Have you actually seen the state of the man? I believe he uses all of his income to buy books. Well, anyway, the point is I was able to douse the fire with water, fortunately enough. Tell him to go touch grass. You know, I was picking whatever I could to find out.
Hold it!
Even though the room was on fire? As far as I was concerned at the time, it was more important to extinguish my anger than the flames. When a woman wants to throw, she must throw. I'll keep that in mind. That's most certainly not true of a Susato takedown, Mr. Naruhodo. When a woman must throw, she must throw. How did she know I was thinking that? She's fucking psychic, it's great. She's psychic, but not psychic. So please cast your mind back and try to remember. Was a knife among the items that you threw at your husband that day? In all honesty, I don't recall. I feel I must point out, I am no monster. Let me see. Some bread, cabbage, garlic, a towel, and a sponge, a napkin.
Excuse me.
Gonna pursue that. Do you have something to add, sir? Mr. Garridub.
Him? Don't shoot! Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind?
Nothing of any significance, no. Just that the barrage of projectiles the old thing launched in my direction, somewhat more solid than she implies. Books, bricks, and the fire poker, I seem to recall.
Ouch! Oh, that's big ouch.
The woman's name is Uncanny. She hit with every bally. Good grief, woman, we're not at home now. This is a court of law.
Oh, dearie me. I'm so sorry, dear. I poured tea into your pipe. I went smoking that, idiot. What is she even doing with a teapot in here?
Honestly, John, I would never have done such things to you, obviously. Well, take a look at this then. How do you suppose that happened, Your pipe, sir? Had this thing in my hand, as usual at the time of the onslaught. Not to clean out with one of her soft projectiles, she did. Yes. And when I went to pick the thing up, it was broken in two. I'd like to see a sponge do that sort of damage.
I see, your pipe was broken.
It would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid.
Clearly smuggled in tea.
Anyway, I've managed to bandage this thing up for now.
You're one to exaggerate, aren't you, dear? Wonder what we should make of this account. It's important. It's important that things that were thrown are hard enough to break a pipe. The defense believes Mr. Garrett's remarks just now to be of great significance. Strong as enough for a knife to cut that pipe needs to be a strong throw. It might have been something heavier, like the fire poker. This war veteran's words need only tell us one thing. Betray a fiery wife, and pipes, as well as hearts, may be broken. Sentimental wisdom, perhaps, but hardly worthy of adding to the formal testimony.
Indeed. Common sense, one might say.
Might one? In that case, would you at least permit us to examine the pipe, sir?
Well, I don't see why not.
Oh, dearie me. There you go again, trying to ingratiate yourself with a young lady.
Very well, the court will accept the gentleman's pipe as evidence.
Yep. Let's take a look at that pipe.
I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruhodo. I was just feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down.
Oh no, it's fine. Thanks to Susato-san, we have some new evidence to work with. We should examine it carefully.
Well, thank you for that rebuttal, Mr. Garridub. Now we can return to the crux of the matter. What can you tell the court about the knife used to attack the victim?
Let's look at the pipe. Yeah, there's a notch in it. There's a small nick out of the bowl here, look. It appears to have been made relatively recently.
And see how there are little scrapes and dents all over? It's clearly a well-loved pipe.
Yes, you're right. Seems to me recently that being well-loved goes hand-in-hand with getting some battle scars. This particular nick is catching my eye, though. Because it's clearly new.
hello. Oh, something just twinkled inside the chamber of the pipe there. Yeah, yes, I saw it. Something's stuck in there, I think. Let's turn it over and give it a shake. What's this? It's a tiny fragment of metal. It looks like the tip of a blade or something. Tip of a blade? Surely it couldn't be. We found the knife blade. We found the tip-de-doo. I'll just do a quick examination. You have a tail? Maybe? I mean, you know my tail can slice someone's head off. What? Looks to be a sort of stay with that bandage around it, does it? For some reason, it feels slightly ominous to me. Like it's trying to shout out a warning. Probably because it's the same blue as Mr. Garrett's dressing gown. I suppose it must have considerable sentimental value to Mr. Garrett, given that he's gone to the trouble of repairing it like this. Either that or he can't afford to replace it. My tail is a lightsaber? That's... This is the tiny piece of metal we found in the chamber of Mr. Garrett's pipe. Oh, British Trash Panda! Hey, the raid! My goodness, hello, British Trash Panda. The Legos all finished. You're playing with Legos? Oh, that's cool, dude. Are you building a set? Building a thing? How's it going? How's the raid? Welcome in. Crew, take a chance to follow British Trash Panda. You'll see the little heart that's above there. If you click on it, you'll be going ahead and follow them. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid, dude. I appreciate it a lot. We're here, funny enough, in Great Britain in the 1900s, solving crimes. Solving crimes that are crimes of passion related. Finish off the Wally set and made a Mega Drive and Genesis controller. Oh, that's fun. Oh, I like that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, we're here solving British crimes. Believe it or not. A woman got stabbed by a knife that fell out of a window. Tip of a blade or something. The tip of a blade? Something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? I don't really know. There's just something niggling me, but I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Yeah, we're here with crimes. In England. And more crimes. It's a little bit of everything. Perhaps it would be wise to examine some of the other pieces of evidence again. Yep, and we'll examine the knife. The knife is missing its tip. Oh, look here, Mr. Naruhodo. Just at the tip. A small piece of the blade appears to be missing. Wait, part of it's missing? I could be wrong, but I've got a feeling. Remember this? Ah, that's the tiny fragment of metal that we found inside Mr. Garrett's pipe. Yes, and just maybe. Oh my, it's a perfect fit. Somehow I just knew it. Yep, this is Mr. Garrett's knife. We have definitive proof. Yeah, just the tip. Just the tip stayed out. Everything else went in. Which is weird. Usually it's the other way around.
Objection!
Haha! I can prove that it's your knife. Shaft is not tip or something? Tip wasn't damaged, she'd be a dead girl. Yeah. Yeah, the tip might have been the thing that... The fact that there was no tip to the blade might be what saved her life. Mr. Garrett, can I ask you to take a good look at this, please?
You can ask, but I can't see a bally thing.
You can't?
Used to call me Dead-Eye Deb back in the regiment, of course. But that was some time ago now. Even though I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the fire these days, I struggle to tell a B from a D and a P from a Q, to be honest.
Oh, he does. Dear me, it's rather wearing being asked about every other letter and every other word. You must be very dizzy. What is that? A tiny scrap of metal? Yes, almost certainly from the tip of a blade. And what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence. Interesting. And where did the defense come by this evidence? It was lodged in the chamber of Mr. Garrett's pipe.
My pipe, you say? By Jove, I wonder how that got there. What precisely does fragment of metal signify, Counsel? We're suggesting this is somewhere related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road? Oh, directly. Yeah, here's a sniper unit. Here's a long-range unit. I am. What? He gets to smoke metal, but we can't. The only thing I want to smoke is salmon. Because smoked salmon is delicious. When put together with another piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of this case, my lord. Oh no, I didn't know the seat of his pants was gone because from the fire. That's hilarious. You appear rather confident in that extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well then, present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence, when paired with this fragment of metal, allegedly reveals the truth of this entire case? The rest of the knife! This is the knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you'll see that there's a small piece at the tip of the blade that is missing. A common issue with the inferior blade sold at unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in their victims' bones. What of this particular knife? No doubt its tip has suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim. No, that's not the case. Huh? I'm a roasted pork for lunch. I'm going to give my sister for future lunch. Yeah, I'm going to a barbecue place for dinner tonight. It's going to be nice. I'm looking forward to it. The tip of this particular knife's blade. It's very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Garrett's pipe. Ah! Arr! Good grief, Lord Van Zeeks. I don't believe it. The knife from the crime scene and this fragment of metal are a perfect match. Good golly gosh! Y'all, where are y'all getting this produce from that you're throwing at everyone in this courtroom? That's rude. Why are you doing this? Order! Is this some sort of Eastern sorcery? This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle. A miracle? So Van Zeeks has figured it out, has he? Counsel, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once. Yes, my lord. The crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Garrett's pipe? Something was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony. Had this thing in my hand as usual in the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles, she did. Yes. It would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Yep, they know they're in trouble. Oh, dearie me. During the argument between these two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, Mrs. Garrett flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Garrett, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time, which caused the tip to break off, of course. Good lord! Yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Garrett's pipe. The chances of that are 1,000,000 to 1.
And yet there's no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. You ain't smoking it. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out the open window. Ah. In short, this knife, which fell from the window out of the Garrett's house, is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back on the street below. Oh gosh, oh dear, oh no. Yeah. This is Joan Garrett who committed accidental assault. Actual assault on her husband. And battery. Don't waste that wine. A full-bodied theory, I'll give you that. A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his argument. Sorry? But after all, it is just a theory. The bottle I fear is corked. Because you see... Boot! It's spoilt by an insurmountable inconsistency. Insurmountable... What? How is it inconsistent? Everything here makes sense.
Lord Van Zeeks, explain yourself. What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified?
An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with the knife planted in the middle of her back.
Yes, in her... Ah. It's right, you silly little man. Now, Joan, old thing, what are you getting so excited about? Let us consider the basics of this case once more. Basic facts. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. The knife that struck her had fallen from above. There's no possible way it could have planted itself into the victim's back. She was bent. She was leaning over to pick up the book. You idiot. You stupid idiot. Order. Quite right. You see, that's exactly right. If the knife had fallen from above, it would have struck her on the top of her head. Well, no, I have evidence. She's lost for words. Look.
I knew it. I never liked this theory in the first place.
I don't know, though. What really did happen? I know how it works. Yeah, Miss Z has it exactly right. Let's see. It would appear the defense has made a rather spectacular blunder. I haven't. If a theory has even one inconsistency, it cannot stand. Therefore, your theory, if my learned friend, is history. No, it's not. It's not. I know what happened. We're so close. I can see the truth. I can see the truth. Me, the player. You, the audience. You, the folks in chat. We all see the truth. So sure in the right track. By the way, has been blocked completely by just one simple inconsistency. Or in other words, we simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency. The theory will stand. Misuzato. You mustn't worry, Mr. Naruto. You're just caught off guard, that's all. And your mind went blank. But if the path you're on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself. The key to this is in the court record, I'm sure. All the information you need is there. Oh, seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend. While your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed. It's not.
Objection!
Object. This inconsistency doesn't mean I was on the wrong track. It means that I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth. It's a test. Yes. If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way they could have hit her in the middle of her back. Under normal circumstances, that is. What are you implying? Counsel? There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency. They explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. We already have the answer. Goodness. utter madness. Surely this must be the last time. Counsel, present the evidence of which you speak. Defense is logic. This is the last inconsistency. The final piece in the puzzle. If I can successfully make sense of this, the truth will be laid bare at last. The evidence explains how the falling knife became lodged in the victim's back is... I'm going to quickly save because it's one of two things. I'm 99% sure I'm going to be right the first time, but if I'm wrong, I'm going to load because I know what the actual is.
Take that!
I was right the first time. Hell yes. This, the fourth book found at the scene. This is the final piece of evidence the defense will present. That burnt book? Is that not Mr. Garridib's book? Yes, and to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand. But as we all now know, it was the police constable that put the book between her fingers like that. Quite so. It's part of his wholesale transplanting of the crime scene to the opposite side of the road. That's true. However, as part of his testimony, Constable Beat made an extremely enlightening statement on that point. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? Oh, well, sir, that's because that's how I found it. When I first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So, when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. It's basic logic. In other words, the victim had already picked the book up of her own volition. And clearly, that must have been before she suffered the knife wound. Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she'd have been doing much of anything. Yeah, I wouldn't. So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand? By jingo! I think I'm beginning to see what may have happened now. Oh, dearie me.
We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Gardup household onto the pavement below, at precisely the moment that the victim was walking past.
Yes, at exactly that moment. The young woman was walking along the street in the light fog, when all of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her. The book I threw. Yes, Mrs. Gardup, and what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement?
Well, I really can't imagine it, but I suppose she might have reached down and picked the book up.
Like that, and then suddenly, knife. Yes, that is exactly what the woman in fact did. She picked up the book.
Oh heavens!
And when the woman reached down to pick up the fallen book up, what position would her back have been in? That's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Then, in the very next moment, while the woman was still bent over picking up the book, got knifed in the back. The next object fell from the room above, the jackknife, straight into the middle of her back. And at that same time, walking by chance directly behind Miss Green, was the defendant, Mr. Sosuke Natsume.
Well, I never.
It appeared to Mr. Natsume that the woman simply collapsed on the floor. In the dark and the fog, he didn't see the knife falling on her from above.
Yeah. And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker.
So there never was a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place. No, this was nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated in an unfortunate accident. And that is the real truth behind this case. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Gardup? The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wondered if perhaps it might have been something like that.
There, old bean.
Poor Mrs. Gardup.
Of course, I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it?
Unfortunately, it was.
I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book. And I threw the knife as well.
Yeah, it was purely accident, but you caused someone... You almost killed someone.
John, dear.
It's all right, I know.
I'm ever so sorry. Truly. Aw, I'm sorry.
And there's the paint. His knee isn't what it used to be. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see his knee going. You know what? That's fair, though. Well, we have proof that Sosuke Natsume is innocent.
Lord Venseeks, what news of Mrs. Gardup?
She's been taken to the infirmary. It would appear that today's events have left her in an especially flustered state.
Is that a hole in his pants? Yeah, his pants got burnt, and he never replaced them for some reason.
However, I believe she will recover in due course. There's no cause for concern.
Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could have easily been a terrible tragedy. They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions.
There is some good news, however, my lord. I've just had word from the hospital where the victim is being treated. Her condition is improving steadily, and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon.
It's strange. We've been talking about the victim all this time, but we've never once met her. How wonderful. The woman is out of danger, it seems. Yes, that is good news.
So, Mr. Sosuke Natsume?
He's back. Yes. On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture, and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies. No, it is me who should be begging your pardon. Oh no, Mr. Natsume. That evening, when the young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again in my confusion. What conclusion, sir? I was sure that the woman was dead. Yes, Constable Beat said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she'd been killed too. I suppose she must look completely lifeless. It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog, like they're haunting me. Poor Sosuke-san. His imagination really has gotten the better of him. Yes, poor man. So when it happened, I thought the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should never have dropped my books like that and run away. I should have called for help, for a doctor, for the police. Instead, I've managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires, and for that, I am truly sorry. You know what? He's clearly an upstanding man. Look at him. One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. We were befooled by this spirit and led to false conclusions. But thanks to Lord Van Zeeks and our young lawyer here from the east, that chain has now been broken, and the spirit exorcised. I heartily commend you both. Oh. That's the sound I imagine he makes whenever his ellipses. There's no ghosts, but there's a bunch of angry worms with baseball bats and fruits. I don't know what y'all worms need to calm down. Calm down over there. No, you don't have to throw things. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Yes, my lord. In concluding this trial, I must ask one last time for your decisions regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court? As the foreman of this jury, I can assure you we've reached a fair and just conclusion.
I do declare the truth can be extremely cruel at times. Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure.
Sitting in for the old bean while she's out for action, you know, but I know what her decision would be.
Does this mean I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work? Well, it's about time.
I say, I'll have a corker of a story to tell the grandchildren when I get home, won't I?
Yeah, when you get there. Well, once he's got his wife sent to the infirmary. Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decisions. Mr. Foreman.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Yay! Bam, 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 bam. I did it. Screw you, Van Zeeks.
Very well, Mr. Sosuke Natsume, I pronounce you not
Guilty. Woo! Yay, confetti. I actually feel good about this confetti. Yay, more confetti.
And finally, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, yes, Lord, sir.
You are now a free man once more. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. And may you never again be brought before me.
Oh, yes, sir, of course. On my life, I swear I'll never set foot in a courtroom again. I'm transported to tears. I love you, Sosuke. He's absolutely going to be the Larry Butts for us. I guarantee it.
Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned.
Sosuke Natsume is going to be our Larry Butts. He has to be. Now it's 3:17 p.m. Yay! Oh, Locum! Wait, you mean me?
Of course. Is there another locum here?
Is there even one? Compared to the original locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it? What's wrong with using my actual name?
Oh, at last, I'm free! I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilant, jubilation! Heady, hearty, happiness, hurrah!
Oh, I am pleased. Mr. Nutsmade's delighted. Would it be so hard just to say that, then?
Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink!
Well, what happened to the poor woman who was in no way your fault after all? Like, you didn't do it. I'm just glad everyone can see that now.
No, not that! Lovely, loyal, locum, lawyer!
Yes?
I mean, as I said before, I have just never gotten used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners, I see towering brick buildings. And from high up windows, I see them looking down on me, laughing. Look at that little hunchback.
Oh dear. I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume.
But today, you locum lawyer gave my gloom the boot. You stood firm behind that baronial bench, all before those babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth. And when I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof, I bellowed, "Behold, the best barrister ever born!"
Well, that's very flattering. I'm very pleased for you.
This has given me a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back in Japan.
An anecdote? Is that what's to become of all my hard work? Oh, there you are, my dear fellows.
Oh, I apologize for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, what a pleasure to see you.
I see I'm here not a moment too soon. Disaster's been averted, I'm glad to say.
Oh,
Trial shall begin presently, Mr. Naruhodo. I wish you the very best of luck. It's just finished. What? No! Then my ace was in vain? Arg! It's you! Hairlock Sholmes! Oh, have we met, sir?
this is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters have taken place in the gloom. Either of your bleak lodgings or of that prison cell. I simply couldn't place that curious face. In the light. Charming. Who's this crazy man in here? Come on now. This is all your fault, Hairlock Sholmes. You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. My apologies, sir, but I assure you, I placed you now. You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Ah! Has she been taken to hospital more urgently? I feel perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now. Oh! But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We're all but human after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such an experience. I do feel very badly about how I behaved. Well, never mind. Now then, what was it you wanted to say to me, sir? Nothing. Ha 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 ha! Priceless! Oh, I am sorry, really. But that was quite priceless. Poor Sosuke-san. Still, on the bright side, you've had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And, you would seem, you're not even found guilty. But there is no bright side.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume?
Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits and now by the Reaper.
Ah, the Lord Van Zeeks, yeah, the curse of the Bailey.
I still haven't forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're found not guilty, you're still doomed.
It will be alright, Mr. Natsume.
Hmm?
If the Reaper is trying to make trouble, I'll protect you.
Hi-ya! Why? Why did he throw me? Give me this straight. Herlock went to his courtroom thinking the trial was about to start. What was he doing the last few hours? Oh, he slept in. It's easy as that. He was sleepy.
With a perfectly executed Susato takedown. Much as I like being turned on my head, a bit of warning might be nice next time, Miss Susato.
So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about recounting your experiences to your friends back in Japan? Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon.
Oh.
It has already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I've visited universities, libraries, bookshops. I've been honored with the tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here and the city it has shaped. I've come to realize that it's my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it. That's how the game The Great Ace Attorney came to be. Yeah! Yeah, it's because of us. We're the greats. That's very touching, Mr. Natsume. Or in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to withdraw halfway around the world to escape the terror of the Reaper's curse. That's not it at all! The more I learn of literature, the more this strange feeling claws at my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pen a work of my own. Oh, I see. Work of literature by Sosuke-san. It could be an interesting read. What about Miss Susato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry, what about us? Will you return to Japan alongside your mustached compatriot? Why would we? A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London. And only now does it feel as though we finally found our feet. And? You're accommodated in a hotel at present, are you not? That's right, but we need to find lodgings before it bankrupts us. Well, one just opened up. Calculate we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget's exhausted. Well then, you could take my lodgings. Oh, the windowless room? Ah, but what it lacks in windows. And more than makes up for with a floor, a ceiling, and walls. Great. And of course, I'd be happy to leave behind the accursed evil spirit. Oh my, an evil spirit? Oh, yes. Also, I do see that Nostalgia Time triggered, but it didn't trigger the sound for me. But yeah, I will absolutely chat about that. Dino, thank you for the redeeming Nostalgia Time. Inscription. I played that one on stream. And completed that one on stream. It is a very good roguelike card game with escape room tendencies and also very good horror themes. And honestly, it is one of the better indie games that I've played in quite a while. And probably one of my favorite ones to play on stream. Because honestly, the card game itself was a lot of fun. It was a very good spooky game. And it was a ton of fun. I would highly recommend playing Inscription. If you didn't watch me play it on stream, I'm not going to spoil it any further. But there's a lot of fun to it. I would highly recommend playing it. It is a very good time. Yeah, very, very good, very fun little game. Go for some more. I don't know why I tend to do a horror month when October's near. Well, Halloween tends to do that. Halloween, Day of the Dead. There's a lot of international, different traditions that kind of take place. Yeah. Oh, yes. It tries to suffocate you while you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call. Oh, it's the cat. We'll think about it, if that's alright. Perhaps I can offer a more welcome alternative. Would you consider taking lodgings with me? Really? Well, the vacancy has conveniently presented itself. Though it is up in the attic, I might add. Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft? I spoke with the landlady this very morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning up the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of? Oh, this is simply wonderful. What an honor to be invited to take up lodgings in the Great Detective's office's attic. I'm too overcome for words. So suggesting we look elsewhere is out then. Then it's settled. Iris will prepare a welcome dinner this evening. We got it. You must come too, Mr. Natsume. I insist. I'd rather sleep in books than be roommates with Herlock. I don't know what to say, but thank you. And yes. Well, then you do know what to say. Wonderful. Now I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long. Somebody's happy. Locum. I knew that you wouldn't let me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London. Likewise, Mr. Natsume. It's been a privilege meeting you too. It's a shame that we're going to have to say goodbye so soon. Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan.
But local, we'll meet again one day.
Yes, I'm sure. And hopefully by then, I'll be a successful lawyer.
Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful author.
Well, my dear fellow, our carriage appears to have arrived. Shall we go, Mr. Naruhodo? Funny, next moment we see Natsume's boat sink. Oh, that'd be sad. Yes, Mr. Sholmes. I have little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening. And so, with Sosuke-san's innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Sholmes to what was to become our new home, 221B Baker Street. Well, this is actually a nice little loft. Even has its own own little wood-burning stove. Oh yeah, and this is like literally an hour later. So this is to be our new office, yes. Our office? I like the sound of that. Me too. It's simply wonderful, isn't it? This is much nicer than Natsume's room. This is very crisp. I hope you can see this, Kazuma. It's only a small step. But I like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now. So, my dear fellows, do you like the place? Oh, crap. He actually looks way better without the coat. That's a crisp fucking vest. I like that. I like that vest, actually. Mr. Sholmes. Yes, thank you so much. It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it. Good, I'm pleased to hear it. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you. I hope everyone's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We'll eat as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We have a lot to celebrate. Yeah, I can always steal the vest. Iris, you must let me help you. Alright then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad. Splendid. So, Mr. Naruhodo, how does it feel to have your own office in the capital? It's very exciting, actually. She has a salad gun. I can't help but wondering what adventures await us. Ha 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 ha! Those are precisely my sentiments when I first established my office at these premises. Until I discovered the dark truth about the city of London, that is. Sorry? London's a glorious place, full of wonder, opportunity, prosperity, and mirth. But the brightest of lights casts the darkest of shadows. Shadows? What do you mean? Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade already. So once again, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London. We did it. I believe that's the end of this case. Of course, at the time, I had no idea the significance of those words Mr. Sholmes so casually spoke. It wasn't long before my turn came to lift the facade and see the true depth of the murk that lay behind it. And that is the end of Case 4 in the first game. That is a... That was a fun case. I had a lot of fun with that one, actually. Okay, so we'll save our... And next is the Adventure of the Unspeakable Story, which we'll be doing next stream, which will be next weekend. So yeah, let me go to the end screen. We are done for today. Thank you all so much for coming by. Thank you for joining me for wrapping up this case, discovering the truth. This was actually this was a blasty blast. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Next stream you'll be seeing me on is actually tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be joining Wazzy for her crowd control stream of Peak. We'll be at the mercy of crew putting in crowd control things and having just a ton of fun just climbing hills again. And I believe we might have another guest joining us potentially, but definitely at least Wazzy and I. Anyway, I will be seeing you all tomorrow. And I'm very appreciative of all of you. And I can't wait to see you again. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And bye for now.